Today we're going to do our favorite thing to do, our favorite thing to talk about in the NBA world. We're going to talk about the youth of the NBA. We're going to talk about all the youngest players in the league, the most up-and-coming promising stars, all the guys that we watch the game for.
Let's talk about these youths, fam.
Yeah, man. If you guys are watching, as you see by the title, today we're going to talk about the most exciting breakout stars in the NBA this year. Every year there's guys that make an all-star team for the first year, players that come into the league that are, hyped up but disappointed to start, but then finally have that year where they just make the leap. We're going to talk about every single player that has done that this season.
We're talking about the real most improved players in the NBA. The award's cooked. We don't really care about that, right? They don't. They're
ruining the meaning of it. Exactly, Donovan. Let's just talk about it. It's over.
They don't know what they're watching.
We got to make it up ourselves now these days. We already got to do enough as NBA fans.
Yes. So
there you go.
These are the early candidates for the TD3 Most Improved Player of the Year award.
Exactly. And it says breakout stars, so we're going to talk about 4 to 5 guys that are legitimately hitting star level, a few guys that are kind of stars in their role, making big leaps that deserve some recognition, and a little bit of stuff in between. But yeah, man, if you guys are watching on YouTube, do us a favor. Drop a like and subscribe. For audio platforms, rate us 5 stars, leave a review, check us out on our socials, yada, yada, yada. Cue the intro.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon eaters, rejoice.
Before we get started talking about the youth, let's take a second to do a quick segment real quick. Then we're going to do our kind of check around the league and talk about one thing that each of us is buying and selling this week.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
I have a couple things that I've been wanting to get off my chest. So I'm okay with this. I'm good.
Okay. So for audio listening, not for audio listeners, for anybody listening, if you guys don't know how buying and selling works, it's kind of like a stock, the things that we're investing in because we see this player, this team as improving and somebody we want to plant our flag in, and selling as in we're kind of giving up on whoever this is.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, Donovan, you're excited. What's the first thing you're buying?
All right. I'm buying the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
I was
They're
good
on
thing to
my
buy.
list, too.
I was very, very high on them. I wanted to put them higher, but I kind of tempered my expectations coming into the season because I was like, Ja's going to miss a couple games every single year. They're getting a whole bunch of people back. They already were missing at the start of the year. They were missing Vince Williams, Gigi Jackson, right? They didn't have all of their depth. But over the last 10 games, they've looked really, really well. They've handled their business. They've played some stinkers, but that's honestly one of the most baseline things in the league to recognize who's good and who's not. Do you win the games that you're supposed to? And the Grizzlies have done that, and they've done it pretty handily. They're top 3 in the league in net rating over the last 10 games. They've done that without John Morant for 8 of those games as well. And you look at this team and the stuff that we liked about them in 2022 when they were, doing all the pregame dances and they were like the upcoming villains of the NBA. They had John Morant, they had Jaren Jackson Jr., and they had a lot of depth. And it's the same thing this year. Their depth, and it's only going to get better as players come back. But they have a legit 10-man, 11-man rotation on any given night. They have mad guys who are playing meaningful minutes, 20 minutes a game. They have 7 guys averaging double figures in points per game. And you feel like this is the Memphis Grizzlies of old, quote unquote, of 2022. And that's a Grizzlies team that if John Morant is healthy, they can make a run in the Western Conference. So I'm back in. And I don't think I ever left, but I'm adding more to my portfolio of Memphis Grizzlies stock.
This is a very pro Memphis Grizzlies podcast all summer. We all expected them to be the most, what's the wording here? The biggest comeback team of the year. The team that surprises people a little bit and is back in the mix of being super relevant. Injuries still let down the start, but we all know what they're capable of. They haven't even really got Zach Edey rolling. He was playing pretty good before he got hurt, but now he's been out, and they haven't really gotten the maximized version of that. So you add those wings back in, you eventually get him, hopefully second half of the year, really, really thriving. The ceiling is nowhere close to what it can be.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have came into the NBA season telling me Zach Edey's not going to be their best rookie, instead it's going to be some dude named Jalen Williams, I'll be like, you're fucking crazy. And it's happening. So a huge shout out that I want to give is to the Memphis Grizzlies coaching and developmental staff. No one talks about them as much as they should because they're legit over the last 5 years specifically been one of the best developmental cores that the entire NBA has to offer, because they routinely have just stupid depth for no reason. Just young guys coming out the room, whether it be through G League or just like late draft sleepers, or just guys who just bounce from team to team, i.e. someone like what's his name? Scottie
Pippen Jr.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie Pippen Jr. So it's like,
what's his name? Scottie Pippen.
for a second I was like, is his name Scottie Pippen Jr.? For real, Junior? Damn, Scottie.
Scottie Pippen's son.
Yeah, but guys like
which
that,
I feel like is under talked about.
Yeah.
Why does nobody give a shit that Scottie Pippen's son has been in the NBA? That was so under talked about when it happened. And like every other former player's son gets so much attention.
Yeah.
But for some reason, no one gave a fuck when a Scottie Pippen entered the league.
I guess no one just cares about Scottie Pippen like that. That says more about his dad than I guess Scottie Pippen Jr. himself. Because he went to the same high school as Bronny, bro. Like they were in the same, like, not class, but they were in the same unit and they were part of the same basketball team.
He's a lot older though.
Yeah.
Post Last Dance, the feeling and the sentiment around Scottie Pippen OG has really turned, and then, like the Last Dance really made Scottie Pippen look a different way than you may have thought of prior, and so it's not.
And it's also because he doesn't look like him that much. He looks more like Larsa than he does Scottie. That's the problem.
on many levels. But yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, you're right though. The development staff there is incredible. To get Jay Huff and Scottie Pippen from the depths of the Lakers G League team and get them to give you great minutes. I feel like every other day when John Morant was out, I look at the box scores to catch up on games I didn't get to watch, and every single time Scottie Pippen Jr. had like 20 and 10 consistently.
Yeah.
Like he's a legit backup point guard that has been very good for them. Jay Huff gave them good minutes early in the season. Like it's always somebody with them. They're never really had to doubt the bottom of the roster. Like it's very safe. They'll figure it out.
It's so crazy that they're doing this well. And if you were to tell me like, oh, they're doing this well earlier in the season through all the injuries and all that, I'd have been like, wow, like Marcus Smart is playing a really important role. He ain't doing nothing.
Nope.
He's a nobody on that team. They can't get to wait him out of the
You know who
season
deserves the props? You know who deserves the props is Jaren Jackson Jr.'s offensive leap this year.
Absolutely.
He has been so good offensively.
Yeah.
Last year they had a terrible loss season. He had to play center, and it was just like a season from hell with him being the first option with John Morant hurt all year. There was a talking point that like, okay, well, maybe he'll benefit from that. Being used to taking all this attention, used to having to play up in the pecking order, maybe that'll help his development with the skills. That's precisely what's happened. They've maintained a top 10 offense for the entire time John Morant has been out. And a big part of that is Jaren Jackson Jr.'s offense is better than it's ever been. He's back to shooting extremely well. His handle is as sharp as it's ever been. He's really good off the ball. He's really good at creating for his position. Like defensively, he's in a little bit different of a role where he's not quite as impactful at the rim. That's why his foul percentage is also down. But that's helping him stay on the court and contribute offensively. So shout out to him. He's definitely playing at an all-star level.
Staying on the courts has always been the biggest thing for him. I remember just 2-3 years ago, people would be like, oh my God, this dude's such an amazing defender and floor spacer and all that. But he always, since college, since those Michigan days, he would always somehow get in foul trouble by just committing too hard on that end at times. And whenever you're a tenacious defender like him, it just happens.
Yeah. He doesn't spend nearly as much time around the rim anymore. They're clearly leaning towards, okay, let's keep you on the court for the offensive side. So whether that makes him better than he was a couple years ago, defensive, offensive value, who knows?
Who cares?
But offensively, he's played a huge role. It's really important.
Exactly. I don't even care. Like, I think some teams may, sometimes try to get caught up in trying to recreate something that worked for them 2 years ago when the league moves so quickly that things can change so fast. Like, don't even worry about trying to compare Jaren Jackson Jr. to what he was in 2022. It's working right now. And so exactly what they're doing, like you have to create a team that works in this Western Conference in this NBA season, and that's exactly what's happening. So shout out to the Grizzlies, and they have the Pistons. I think tonight as we're recording this, or in the next game, it's either tonight or tomorrow. But if they can like sustain this, because right now they're around, I think they're fourth in the conference right now. That's exactly where you want to be early on in the conference, because now it puts you in a position where if you can get some quality wins against some of the better teams, that's where you start to create the separation. It wouldn't shock me if I looked up at the end of the season and they were the 2 seed in the West.
Yeah. Okay, so Mo, that's your buy as well as the Memphis Grizzlies?
Yeah, that's a buy that I had. Another buy, which is like not as sneaky of a buy.
This guy got bread.
Matt hates the rules. Never wants to stay to the format. You get one buy.
Well, that was a buy, but it was an obvious buy for me, bro. Or obvious buy for Donovan too. So another obvious by the Milwaukee Bucks. They've been hooping as of late. Damian Lillard has been realived, and he's been the normal Damian Lillard that they initially traded for. The synergy between him and Giannis has been as best as we could hope, and it's dramatically improved over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 games or so. And right now, I think as we speak, they're on a 5-game winning streak. Also, when it comes to just players stepping up, the role players are actually doing their thing. AJ Green came out of nowhere. I think you talked about him just a little bit last podcast episode. AJ Green, Derry Bird, Trey J Green, AJ Cream, whatever you want to call him, he is what's needed for this team, bro. He's hooping.
Yeah.
I hope they can keep it up. I'm past the point of getting too excited about the Milwaukee Bucks because I spent the past 2 years being extremely excited about them. They've continued to beat me down. I hope it's real. And give me 5 more games, and I'll start to get excited that maybe they figured it out.
Beat down another team. Who are you selling on?
Well, I could say the Los Angeles Lakers because my buy was the Phoenix Suns, who beat the shit out of the Los Angeles Lakers last year. I mean last night.
Let's talk about it.
But I can't really say I'm selling the Lakers because I said it in our power rankings that they're fake demons. I had to reluctantly say I don't think that their record is indicative of how good they actually are. I think they're mid like they have been in the past. But my actual sell, besides the Los Angeles Lakers, is the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, same.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yep.
We talked about it on the stream, and I guess you talked about the power rankings too, is that last season, I doubted them heavily. I said they're going to be the 10th seed because I did not see the vision with Cat and Gobert. They proved us wrong. We've talked about it millions of times. Coming into this year, I just didn't want that to happen again. I was like, let me trust the infrastructure. Let me trust Chris Finch. Trust the rising, ascending star in Anthony Edwards. Trust Rudy Gobert to continue to be the best defensive player of his generation, yada, yada, yada. They'll probably be good again despite the trade, even though I obviously didn't really like it on paper when it first happened. But I was like, it'll probably be fine. They'll probably find a way to extract value. They'll probably be a little bit worse, but still like a 4 or 5 seed. So I put them at 4 in my power rankings. And not power rankings, in my predictions episode. And I said, I want to put the Suns over them at 4, but I don't really feel good about doubting the Timberwolves, so I'll give them the respect to be at 4. I'm done respecting the teams I feel like I should because they have looked absolutely terrible and have looked exactly how we thought they might look when they did the Julius Randle trade. And we all came up here and said, why the fuck are you trading Karl-Anthony Towns after being in the conference finals? It doesn't look good. Mike Conley looks like he took a step back. Gobert looks good, but nowhere near the best defender on the planet. Julius Randle, Gobert, and everybody are having chemistry issues. The vibes are horrible. Ant can only do so much. Chris Finch doesn't look that great. It's all a mess right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, I think one of the biggest reasons as to why they've especially looked at like a mess on the offensive end, outside of like Julius Randle doing normal Julius Randle things and Dante DiVincenzo being at like a 0 because of his lack of spacing that he's providing right now. Mike Conley, you said like he has been good. Boy hasn't been there at all, bro, which is so troublesome. And the last time that we've seen Mike Conley, or the last time we've seen this Minnesota Timberwolves team without Mike Conley, it's always been a scary sight. It's been a terrible sight, you know? And it's because they don't really know how to utilize someone like Rudy Gobert, who is the most limited offensive player that I may have ever seen in my entire life. And so when you have like an elder like Mike Conley in the room who just knows how to do the simple things, throw the ball up there somewhere where only Rudy can touch it, you know, like life gets a little bit easier. And then also defensively, just no excuse for that. Julius Randle is just horrendous. He just gives 0 effort, and he's ruining their team.
Horrendous is extreme, but you're not wrong about the impact there. Yeah. He's not helping them at all defensively. And he's not expected to. He's Julius Randle. We know who he is. But yeah, Conley's been hurt. He hasn't been that great when he's there. His numbers are down across the board. Yeah. He's only shooting 33% from 3. So you combine that with Dante DiVincenzo not being able to throw the ball in a bucket. We're at the past 18 months of Jaden McDaniels also not shooting great from 3 and just kind of being Jay McDaniel still and not really making a leap that you assumed he could make when he was given that big contract because he seemed like he had a lot of positive momentum going for him. He's kind of stagnated. They just, you know, last year wasn't a fluke because they earned it and they played at a certain level with a different formula they had and it was real. But in terms of sustained excellence with this core, it doesn't seem like it's super sustainable for various reasons.
It's awful. It really is a tragedy. And the big lesson for me, like watching the Timberwolves this year, is that everybody just needs to get their money up because the Timberwolves made this deal and the one silver lining was like, okay, well, in 3 years, we won't be in the second apron. In 3 years, we won't be paying Karl-Anthony Towns $60 million. But like we said, it's complete.
What about today?
Exactly. It's completely tanked a team that made it to the conference finals last year. And you already knew here's the crazy part is that we already knew that Mike Conley was aging. And when he was on the floor, like they weren't really playing Rob. They weren't playing Rob, who we all thought that they drafted to give them a little bit of juice off the bench. And now that Mike is hurt, they've been playing him more. And with him, like you get a little bit more pop, a little bit more juice offensively, but not enough to get them to a level offensively that is necessary to overcome the defensive deficiencies. We were all okay, we're not okay, but we all understood if you're not the top defense, that's fine. But your offense does need to come up, and getting Rob, getting Julius Randle, that should help a little bit. It has
definitely,
and that part is scary. Where you understood the risk that you were taking defensively, and none of the offensive pieces outside of Ant and his 3-point shooting have really stepped up. And I watch them, and offensively, I'm really disgusted because they look lifeless. And the only time that they look like, oh, we actually might have a chance today is when Ant puts his head down, drives to the basket and gets and ones. Or when Ant starts to shoot crazy from 3 and he goes on these wild runs and you look up and he's 5 for 7 from 3. But a lot of times in those games, Ant starts off 5 for 7 and then he'll, get into heat check mode, starts missing a couple, and now he's back at, a decent percentage, but not this crazy, overwhelming percentage. And you look up and you're not doing anything crazy. So I'm out.
They're 12th in offense, 12th in defense right now. He's fluctuating around there. They're just kind of mid at both. It's above average. They're decent in both, but being decent overall in every way doesn't get you far in the Western Conference right now.
Yeah, I'm just it is kind of sad because they had great vibes last year. And then it's also frustrating because I spent a year and a half doubting them. And then finally I bought high on the mid. If they were an actual stock, I would have lost so much money because I bought so high on the Minnesota Timberwolves and then lost all of my money coming into the season.
It's so tough because I'm not going to sit here and be hard-headed and just continue to say someone sucks.
Okay, good. And why I wasn't like ultra panicky about it is because the acquisition of Julius Randle and the playmaking aspect from the whole thing, and also more important than that, like Dante DiVincenzo actually carrying a fight, like being a rocket launcher and being one of the best 3-point shooters in the entire
They
league
might trade him now.
Yeah. And so, like, if he's not going to be that, then what Julius Randle has to offer means absolutely nothing because you don't have the necessary shooters.
I didn't think Julius Randle's playmaking was a huge deal. Like, I believe you convinced me that it can give them a different look, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. I didn't think it was enough to make them better than Cat spacing, but I figured it would be neutral enough that they wouldn't be that different.
Yeah,
that was kind of the thing. Is that I didn't think it'd be good. I didn't think that the offensive benefits of Julius Randle would outweigh the defensive lapses, and they would be a better team. I was like, okay, it'll be enough. It'll be enough that you can trust in the guys that are still there to replicate the stuff that they can do with Julius Randle that they did with Cat. But it just wasn't. Cat ended up just being incredibly important there. And I guess to be fair, they might have fallen off even with Cat. Because like we said, Conley still would have aged and taken a step back. Jaden McDaniels still would have been doing exactly the same things. Cat still would have been the offensive player he was last year, which is far worse than he is this year playing center full time. So maybe they were due for an inevitable step back regardless. And it's easy to blame it on the trade when really that age regression might have came either way.
Yeah, but if you add regression on top of chemistry issues, that's where you get this situation where right now
it's like 8 and 7.
Right now they're outside the play-in. They're outside the top 10. We think that this team, because they have Ant, we think that they should be in the play-in. We think that they should be in the top 10. The way they're playing right now, it would not shock me if we ended the season and they're not in the top 10.
Whew.
Pain.
Tough.
Pain.
And there we are. That is our buy and sell segment before we start the main part of the episode. And y'all, I think now we can talk about something more positive. We can move on from the terrible Minnesota Timberwolves vibes. And let's talk about the best breakout stars of this season. There's a few big ones. Do you guys want to start with one of the main stories or talk about some smaller scale guys first that deserve some recognition as role players?
Let's talk about one of the main stories. I'm down for that.
Let's talk about LaMelo goddamn Ball. LaMelo Ball is the defining breakout player of the season so far. I think that's fair to say, is it not?
Absolutely,
bucket getter
bro.
extraordinaire.
This is what he's about.
For the past 2 years, LaMelo Ball has gotten slander for being unavailable. We've talked about it at length that can you really compare him to some of the best young players in the league if every year he plays 20 games and then his ankles fall off. It's been a looming ticking time bomb that has held above the heads of Hornets fans for the past 4 seasons. When he plays, he is clearly dynamite, and I think we all agree that he has been underrated in terms of the ceiling he has as like a true offensive superstar. You think about players that are 6'7" and can shoot like him, dribble like him, pass like him. It's him and Luka Doncic. Like, he is in rarefied air in terms of what he can do with that size and that touch of offensive skill set, but it's never been available. And we've been up here for the past 2 years being like, please, for the love of God, stay healthy. We want to see it. We want to buy stock in you. We want you to prove to us that you can stay healthy. He's finally doing it, y'all.
Yes. This is what we've waited to see. And the fact, like, if we were going off of how people have judged the most improved player, award over the last couple of years, LaMelo Ball would be first in line. Yeah. To get it. I don't know what the rankings are. I don't know what the odds are. I haven't checked. But he's gone from like 24 points per game last season in a year that he barely played to he's averaging
22 games.
Yeah, he's averaging over 30 points per game. He's averaging 31 right now. And that in itself is just a massive, massive jump. And obviously, like, there's more volume. He's taking more threes than ever. But he's also slightly, if you were just talking about like overall shooting from the field, he's more efficient than he's getting there. He's getting to the rim a little bit more. He's getting more free throw shots. I like this version of LaMelo Ball a lot. And this version is something where the Hornets can actually say, we feel good about building around you, and we feel good about going out and making the necessary trades, acquisitions to start building a team that can kind of win.
There was a post-game interview the other day when they played against the Milwaukee Bucks, and Damian Lillard said the most obvious thing ever. He was like, yeah, LaMelo can do whatever the hell he wants over there. He said he has the greenest of green lights. And that's absolutely true. I haven't seen a green light this green since, like, I guess you could say, like, Luka Doncic. But really, when it comes to this, like, new era green light, it feels like James Harden-esque when it comes to just how he runs every single thing offensively. Over the last 10 years, I think he's shooting, like, 24 shots a game as of now in the making of this podcast. That's on par. I think that's more than Luka last year. And that's the second most over the last 10 years, right behind, like, James Harden. That's a ridiculous.
He has a 40% usage. In 2018, James Harden had a 40% usage. It's exactly the same usage rate.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's outrageous.
That just tells you how much he's dominating the ball while also like having the most fun and being also the most effective and efficient. Now, his team does suck. That has nothing to do with him though as an individual.
Man, and if you look at that big man rotation they have right now, it's hilarious without Mark Williams. Shout out Diabate. He's had some crazy games where he's rebounding the hell out of the ball. I'll leave it there.
Yes.
Shout out Diabate.
Man, forget Diabate.
Nick Richardson.
Forget Diabate. Shout out Taj Gibson.
Shout out starting center Taj Gibson. Fucking
Taj
2024.
Gibson, man.
Bro. Holy shit.
And Nick
That's
Richards is the
crazy.
most. Nick Richards is the NBA center.
I wiped my eyes. I was like, holy shit, I got to wipe my contacts. Hold on, wait, I don't got no contacts. What am I doing? This is Taj Gibson. This is real life. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dude, look at this play right here on the highlights right here. Look at this just dribble package he pulls out.
Yeah.
He's doing this in the NBA. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's like dribbling sideways. This is 100%. Like, I've seen that move before. He's done that move in the backyard cooking Lonzo. Like, that's what that is. And if LaMelo's playing this free, I think like this is obviously the way that you want for him to play the most free. And he is a very creative player.
Bro.
So you want to give him the space to do that. But this is great. And this is the peak of what we thought LaMelo Ball could be.
Yeah, he hoops.
We never really seen somebody like this.
He hoops as
Like,
if he plays basketball in between lunch periods. I saw a tweet the other day. Someone said he looks like he has AirPods on or something like that.
Yeah.
The creativity is just nuts.
You don't see this ever. Like, it's literally like watching what Pete Maravich did in the 70s, where he's just playing with such swagger and just literally moving different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, for better or worse, whether it nets out as being better than a comparable star, we'll see. But it's entirely different and just not. You say it's loose. Yeah, it's a carefree style that he plays his own game. And people have always said in the past, and when he was really young, that like people use it as like a detracting thing. Like he plays too carefree, like it's an issue, like he needs to play more disciplined. But I think at this rate, with the way his skills have developed, it's almost an advantage in the same way that we talk about like Luka's change of speed, where he moves at this rhythm that you don't quite understand. That's not normal. So it throws defenders off. We've reached that point with LaMelo where it's actually refined now. He has an NBA body, NBA athleticism. He has years of refining his footwork, driving in the paint, refining his handle, coming around screens. All this stuff is baseline level of competent enough that herky-jerky crazy shit is just so weird and hard to defend because you're not used to that whatsoever.
I'm so curious to see what the Hornets do next, because are they going to go like the Pacer route and trade for somebody like a Pascal Siakam to instantly come in and give LaMelo some help? Or are they just going to ride out this thing of like, LaMelo's our one, Brandon Miller's going to be our two, and we're just going to keep growing with these two and kind of, try to fill in the gaps? Their plan and what they do over the next 2 years is something that's very, very interesting to me, especially given the fact that now LaMelo, and, knock on wood, whatever, if he can, stay healthy and you have this level of production and this level of usage rate, what do you want your team to look like with a player like that at the helm?
That's a good point. That's what I've been thinking about a lot is, okay, so clearly this is very impressive. The production he's putting up, he's rather unguardable right now. He can get to whatever spots he wants. Clearly the talent is as high as most young guards in the league.
Yeah.
But what does it look like in a winning team? Like, how do we apply this to a winning formula? Like, or can he play this way when trying to win?
When was the last time you seen a player dominate like this as much? And my question to you again, follow-up question, is like, do you think you can have a successful roster with him?
That's what I just said. I don't know. Like, I have no idea because I've never seen someone play like this. Like, in terms of guards that come out and just get to whatever spots they want and are unstoppable, I think of Ja Morant's breakout season when he was Most Improved Player, when he was truly moving different and like blowing by everybody, getting to the paint, slashing, creating whatever he wants. But his is more inside out, so it's a little bit different. But I think about that in terms of players that are just playing at their own wavelength and nobody can really keep up with it. But that was within a very different coach team with a lot of defensive pieces, and Ja Morant was like not a liability there, Like, he wasn't a bad defender, or he wasn't a good defender, but he wasn't like atrocious. He was part of a clear system.
Yeah,
so it's not quite the same.
Yeah, it's hard. I wouldn't even look at it from like a Ja Morant lens, because like that whole Memphis Grizzlies team is just like grit and grind all around, and Charlotte, they're just like all LaMelo centric. And I would look at them as just like, okay, you might just be an offensive led team. I don't know how good defensively you can be because you don't have many great defensive prospects. You would think Brandon Miller's like a stud or whatever, but he's not necessarily that just yet. So
yeah, young.
I would just build when it comes to how they should be built, I would look at similar to the James Harden model or similar to the Luka Doncic model, and just getting guys who can straight up defend at first.
Even them though,
he's not that good though.
Yeah,
he's not to that level where he can be the guy he'll never be. You have to be a really great rim finisher. And so let's talk about real quick before we get to that, what makes him so great this year. Obviously, Donovan said he's a little bit more efficient than he ever has been. He's currently at a 57.5 true shooting, which is a little bit above average, considering he's max in usage rate, averaging 31 and 7 assists. You can live with being a little bit higher than average in true shooting. That's fine, right? To be slightly efficient. It's not amazing, but it's cool. He's doing that on 8 pull-up threes a game, so he's just been massive volume from 3. He's actually taking less shots to the rim than he ever has, 7% less, which you don't really want to see, because we talked about in the past that the big thing with him is improving as a rim slasher, because that's how you can be James Harden, how you can be Luka Doncic.
I don't know what the stats are, though, because it feels like he's getting a lot of his floater off.
He's not. Oh, yeah, his floater. He is getting his floater off, but he's not getting to the rim.
Yeah.
And the floater is significantly less efficient than a shot at the rim. So he has been doing well from floater range, but he's shooting 7% less at the rim and 5% more from 3. You can decide if you like that or not, if you like the less rim attempts and more three-point attempts, but efficiency at the rim has been pretty much exactly the same, and drawing fouls has been pretty much exactly the same. So if the slashing isn't going to quite be there in terms of finishing at the rim and efficiency-wise, can he play at that usage forever and lead a good offense? I don't know.
Maybe, and I'm fine with that. I think we've seen enough from him in his first couple years to know he's just not going to be a good rim finisher. Yeah. That's just never going to be his thing. And so if you are going to take, some of those shots and move him out to 3 where he feels probably a little bit more comfortable, he can get into his shot more the way that he likes to, I'm okay with that. The one thing that I'm nervous about is James Harden and Luka, even though that they're bad on defense, they're not LaMelo bad, and they are still somewhat like big bodies. If it got into a crazy situation where they end up, isoing or somebody tried to, attack them in the post, they got switched on to a big, they're strong enough. They can hold their own. James Harden was bad on the perimeter for years. Always an underrated post defender. Same thing. Yeah. Same thing with Luka. We saw him at times last year before he got hurt lock in. I don't know if LaMelo has that gear where he can lock in, or if he got if somebody got switched onto him and it was a mismatch over and over. I don't think he can hold his own. So that's one of those areas where defensively, I think that Charlotte has to do like above and beyond scouting and development.
Yeah, what you're describing is those guys have strengths that you can scheme around to get the most of that. You have James Harden's prime, you can play a switch all defense because he's going to be atrocious fighting over screens. But if you do switching, he can switch on to a big wing or a power forward and be fine. Like, you can build around that. LaMelo doesn't have that. And Mo, you mentioned his floater game is getting off right. That's a good point. He's shooting 54% from floater range, which is very, very good. And he's actually 85th percentile in drives that make up a percentage of his field goals. So he's attacking the paint. Yeah. He's just not getting all the way there. He's either taking the floater, passing, taking mid-range shots, whatever it may be. So he's still applying pressure. He's not just, he's not playing like Tyrese Halliburton right now, which is good. So I kind of feel like he's playing more like a Trae Young from a couple years ago with just crazy dribble animations. Like just sauced up Trae Young is kind of more the archetype rather than a James Harden or Luka.
Just 6'7", 6'8" Trae. Okay, take that in.
Yeah, which is a very good player. But like, I almost feel like it's more like that. So the question is, do you see what does it look like building a contender one day around a soft step Trae Young?
A 2021 Atlanta Hawks with a little bit with a little bit better defense. That's
the defense was the best for the Hawks around that time. So like, yeah, I agree.
But you have to go a level up just because you have those deficiencies at your point guard position, and there can't be a weak spot on that team. 2 through 5 have to be able to hold their own at an above average rate for LaMelo to be able to put all of his energy into offense, into leading the team on that side. But so like, I'm not saying you have to go out and get yourself a whole bunch of, like Reggie Bullocks, where all like you have
Reggie Bullocks,
you just have guys who are there and they take threes, but they don't do anything else, but they'll still play, some solid defense. You still need a little bit of creation from that perspective, but it's a fun case study for the Charlotte Hornets on like how to build how to build around a team like this, or how to build around a player like this.
Case study is the best word because he's so unique and has such a clearly the offensive skill set is here. It's how does Charles Lee hone that in? And I do like that Charles Lee has been like holding him accountable a little bit. There's that one game where he benched him for the last 4 minutes and people were pissed about it. I think that's great because I think they're clearly not playing for a lot of wins right now. And it's very important that, we're mentioning all these good things that come with his insane play style. He is still having an insane play style and having a lack of maturity that helps you in terms of how he plays because he makes it so hard to guard. But that's a fine line. And you have to really be a coach that knows how to get the most of that in terms of his strengths and really not let the downsides of his play style hurt you. So I'm all for Charles Lee, like really coaching him with like a firm grip.
I think that was kind of lame of Charles Lee to do, especially the specifics context of it, which is like a dumb foul that LaMelo committed, which is like, okay, LaMelo's ball is LaMelo Ball. He got benched because of that stupid foul. And when you lose a game against, what was it, the Brooklyn Nets by just 1 point, to get a point across when you're a team that wants to try to win, all Charlotte Hornets fans have been in the mud forever. I don't think that's something you do at that point in time. Like, he's a star player. Of course, like, you can give him a stern talk or whatever, but benching him and losing the game by forcing out Trey Man minutes and stuff is just, it's not a good coaching.
Sounds like you want him to be coddled. You said he's LaMelo Ball. We don't need to coddle LaMelo Ball. He has bad tendencies that need to be coached. Like, he needs... Yeah. If there's any star that needs to be coached sternly, I think it's LaMelo.
So is it worth losing the game to get your point across?
Okay, well, I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's easy to say now. Lost the game at 1 point.
That's what I'm
saying. I'll say this. I'll say this. If it was, I kind of agree with you. If it was a game, and not to devalue the regular season, but if it was a game in March and you're making a push for the playoffs and LaMelo did that and you benched him to make a point, all right, yeah, like you're kind of being an OD. That's a game from the beginning of November. You have a more margin of error for the rest of the season. Now is the time at the beginning of the year where I think it is more acceptable to do things like that, to bench people, to try to stand on points. But if the Hornets were actually 500, they're trying to make a push for the 10 seed, and then Charles Lee is like, well, if he benched him then, that would be an issue with me. But now it's okay. I didn't hate it.
This is a young ass team full of rappers. You have fucking Miles Bridges on the team, LaMelo Ball on the team. Like, they need culture. They need to be coached. They need to be taught discipline. And building that fucking building block of playing a certain disciplined way is so important. Like, I don't give a fuck if they lost in one game. Sucks. I wish they would have won. Clearly, he didn't think he was guaranteeing a loss when he benched him. Hindsight says, oh, he would have played, maybe he would have won. Or maybe they wouldn't have, because they lose games with LaMelo Ball all the time. I think it's okay.
Yeah. He's like, we're not playing our mixtapes at shoot around anymore. All right? Lock in. Learn your playbooks. You over here studying FL and Ableton. You over here trying to work on Pro Tools.
Last year they had Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, and Jace Bouknight. They need discipline.
Oh my God.
Charles Lee's like, I'm not an A&R, guys. I'm your basketball coach. I can't get you a deal.
He needs to be Coach Carter more than any other coaches needed to be Coach Carter.
I can understand the standpoint of just like, the hindsight talk or whatever. But I think there are other ways to get your point proven across, just not when it's on your W&L record as a head coach, first year head coach too.
And again, he did not think it was a guaranteed loss when he benched him.
I mean, of course he would. Of course he did not. I'm sure he would want to prove his point and be like, yeah, this player plays the right way, whatever. Like, I get it, but I just think in terms of just like, this is just star player at the head of the team. I think there's other ways you discipline him.
So question for you: is there ever a situation where LaMelo could do anything on the court and you would bench him to prove a point?
He's LaMelo. Give him a chance.
And no, if he generally just wasn't doing shit defensively or just throwing a game or whatever, or just having
he doesn't do anything defensively every game.
But making like
I can't vouch for that whole game. Yeah. I'm sure it was accumulation of things throughout the game. I don't think it was one exact play that he did it for. I'm sure if we went back and watched it, I'm sure it's a culmination. I bet the next day when they watch film, it wasn't just that one play he benched him for.
Definitely not. His performance, even offensively too, was not the best. He shot like shit too. I think it was like 4 for 12 or 2 for 12 or something like that. But needless to say, that's not the point. LaMelo's hooping.
Yeah. Listen, man, at the end of the day, he has flaws, and it's going to be interesting to see how they really build around this. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, right now, I'm looking at Center's Culture, which is a really good analytics site. He's 99th percentile in pull-up 3 percentage and 99th percentile in amount of drives per game. That combination is just unique as fuck. And that clearly is a huge advantage for him. So going to be excited to see how he continues to refine this crazy skill set.
One thing that actually sucks, though. Go ahead.
Oh, look at this. Oh, no, I was just going to say. So right now, LaMelo's tied for second for most improved player.
That's hilarious. I hate this new most improved player of the year culture, bro. It's annoying. But if this is what it's transformed to and evolved to, he deserves it. If you're going to give John Morant that.
You just want Dyson Daniels to win it.
Can I tell you who's first?
Who?
Let me think. Who's first?
Who's first?
Who's first?
Take your guess.
Is it somebody I listed today on this?
Listen, am I just asking you this question so I can have an effortless segue? Yes, I am.
Oh.
Because
who's first
is Franz Wagner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I love that because Franz Wagner is a second breakout star we're here to talk about today.
Let's see.
Y'all. He's actually on the screen right now. I don't even got to change the highlights because they're playing each other in what I'm showing right now. So we'll just keep it rolling. So let's talk about Franz Wagner. Let's talk about the last few years. He was drafted. This is his 5th year. He was drafted 3-4 years ago. Rookie year, he looked sensational. He averaged 15 points on decent efficiency, had passing chops, could defend. We were all like, oh my God, this guy, one of the best players in his class. Year 2, they draft Paolo Banchero. This becomes Paolo Banchero's goddamn team.
Yes.
And he has a year last year after that in the second year of Paolo where he shoots 26% from 3 for the year. And we were all like, we went from, holy crap, they have these 2 awesome, promising young wings to, wow, is Franz Wagner's shot gone? Do we need to be worried? Because we think he can be amazing. But he can't shoot for shit right now. And that's a problem when you're playing next to Paolo Banchero. And I don't think any of us sold our stock. But we were like, we really want to see you shoot better, man, please, because we have a lot of hope in you being great. And y'all, to say he's shooting better this year is an understatement. He is shooting like a goddamn star. He is playing in Paolo Banchero's absence, being the first option for this team, next to, less help than Paolo had because he had Franz. And he is performing like a legitimate all-star this year.
Yeah. Look at that. This is exactly why I told you guys at the beginning of the year that Franz is, not only did we not sell our stock, we doubled down. We bought more. We said, you guys are tripping off of 1 year of bad shooting, and Franz is going to come back. Because it's one thing to have like a down year of shooting and go from like 37% to 35%. It's another thing to go from like 36% to 29% from three. That is just such a crazy drop off that you just can't think that that's going to be sustainable or that's going to be the new model going forward for Franz. And now that he's here, all the questions that I had in the offseason about whether or not the Magic jumped the gun too early, giving him the extension, whether or not they're doing the right thing, not going out and getting a traditional point guard because you have Franz and Paolo. I feel comfortable around Franz's playmaking. I feel comfortable around Franz's shooting and his scoring to where this model of having the two forwards in him and Paolo, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Listen, I'm happy about it. I am an NBA nerd, and you know what us nerds have thought about Paolo Banchero about Franz Wagner for the last 3 years. Many of them were like, "Oh, he's actually better than Paolo." I didn't go that far, but I've long said and got clowned in our comment section for saying that he is close to the same level. Paolo's better; he's the 1A, but Franz needs to be viewed long term as his co-star, not his sidekick. That if this team isn't getting anywhere, it's because they have two 6'10" demons that are both all-stars and not that far apart and have a good distribution of touches because they are both the guys. I think this is showing why we thought that for so long. Because now that the three's here, he's getting to the rim well. He's solid touch from mid-range. His passing is great. He's currently one of the best in terms of assist percentage for wings. Mm-hmm. That's the top of the league. And his defense is ridiculous. He's their best wing size defender there. He's legitimately their wing stopper while being the primary ball handler with Paolo out, while shooting 36% from three, shooting great off the dribble threes too. It's such a difficult, all-encompassing role with Paolo Banchero out, and he's rising to the occasion. Yeah. In those games with Paolo out, he's averaging 25.4 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 6 assists on 2.2 turnovers too. So almost a 3-to-1 assist to turnover percentage.
Yeah, he's been the all-around peak version of Franz Wagner. This is a Franz Wagner that you drafted back in 2021 with all intent purpose to be a foundational piece, potentially the piece. He's living up to his potential. Now, I will say, Isaac, you are correct. It is worrisome that he has only been able to do this when he's alone. You'd much rather prefer him to be playing like this, or at least have more shades like this alongside Paolo Banchero, because that's when real motion is had in terms of overall team success. But this is great news. And also, like, random side note, tangent, if we were to redraft the 2021 NBA draft right now, that was he was in the same class as Cade and Jalen Green and Evan Mobley, to refresh your mind, would he go like number one? And Scotty Barnes as well. Would he go number one?
I think so.
I
top
don't know
three
is
a debate.
One.
You got him, Evan Mobley, Sengun, and Scotty Barnes at the top four. You can debate what order you want, but it's not crazy to put him one, I don't think.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, actually not, maybe a lot of people, if he's playing like this, a lot of people would take Franz one over Mobley. But I can see a situation where Mobley is still the top pick.
Yeah. Well, let's make this clear. If he's playing like this, and when you say this, it means what he's done while Paolo's hurt. Yeah. He's won with the fucking smoking bullet. He's won it. It's not even remotely close if he's playing like this. To be fair, it's been like 10 games, so we're not going to assume this is going to be who he is forever, because that's just, we need more of a sample size, and we have more sample size of him not doing this than he is. But if it's real and he's capable of averaging 26, 5, and 5 while being a great defender, yes, he's won. He's a top 20 player if that's real. He's playing like German Paul George. Like, if this is real, the debates will be much higher than Evan Mobley. We'll be aiming a lot higher than that if this is real.
They're 9-1 over their last 10 games, which is insane, because I thought that as soon as Paolo went out, it's like, well, there goes the season. Like, you're like, the level at which Paolo was playing, him having a 50-point game right before he goes out, you're like, okay, well, that's kind of the offense. And even though that Franz was obviously going to get more touches, going to get more opportunity, this wasn't on my mind. So I was like, man, these guys, they're probably going to be at 7 or 8 by the time Paolo comes back, and they're going to have to fight their way to get out of a hole. And we were talking about how, progress isn't always linear because things happen, da-da-da. The Magic are like, shut up. Like, you don't know what we have, because we have Franz Wagner and he's going to carry us. And now, like, they are the third best team in the Eastern Conference right now. Like very, very. You can make it's a conversation between them and the Knicks, and depending on what night you catch the Knicks, they might be the third. But in terms of what we've seen this season, the consistency that the Magic have shown on a night in and night out basis, and the ability to maintain their identity of we are just going to play crazy physical defense for 48 minutes, and we're going to wear you down, and Franz and Jalen Suggs are going to do their thing, and we're getting more contributions from our young guys. That has stepped up. They are awesome. And when Paolo comes back, I hope that they play well / keep winning, because if not, we're gonna have like 2 weeks of nasty dialogue. But I'm waiting for it.
I don't even think it's nasty. I think it's real. So Mo mentioned that it's a bit disheartening that you only see this when he's playing without Paolo. You want to see it together because that's how you become an amazing team, is have the two stars click at the same time. He's gonna slow down when Paolo comes back to some extent. But they got to figure out how to make him not. Like, this is a coaching thing and a Paolo Banchero thing and a Franz Wagner thing of all getting on the same page. Mm-hmm. He is way too good to not have the ball in his hands. I think in this game, we're watching these clips against the Lakers blitzed the shit out of him. They either double team off the screens or they played a really hard hedge where it was essentially like an aggressive switch. He's fantastic at fighting off that defender that comes screaming at him and pinpoint passing, picking you apart in the pick and roll. Lakers have terrible defensive personnel, so it's easy to pick them apart. But he made them pay. He was destroying them as a passer and obviously hit a game-winning 3 on them. He's a better decision maker with the ball in his hands than Paolo is as a passer and playmaker. Mm-hmm. That feels easy to me. Obviously, we know that Paolo's a better shooter. He has the frame to develop into a better interior scorer and better scorer overall with his crazy bag he has at that size. So you got to balance that of how to put the ball in your best passer's hand and your best scorer's hands, who both operate with the ball in their hands the best. Neither one of them are amazing off ball,
Yeah, obviously the example for this, whenever you see two really, really talented forwards moving forward for like the next 10 years, you're just going to think about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And if either one of them were good playmakers 2-3 years ago, we would have been like, oh yeah, the Celtics got it. Like that was one of the only downsides that we had for them. And we were just like, is Jaylen Brown going to do it? Is Jason Tatum going to be able to up his playmaking? And eventually they were both, specifically Tatum, were able to, upgrade their level of playmaking. Franz being able to do this puts them on that type of trajectory to where now Paolo, we've talked all offseason, you have to get a point guard for him. You don't turn him into this point forward, try to make him into this passer. Now Paolo's in a situation where if Franz can pick up the playmaking, all Paolo has to do is just get buckets, which is what he's best at. Yeah. And you put him in this like peak situation.
Yeah. Now with that being said, something
that's screens for each other.
Something that needs to happen as of late is like similar to the whole Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown thing. I don't want to say they need to reconstruct everyone around them, but they need to be as picky and precise as possible to have the right players around them in order for this whole shit to work. Like these two can have great synergy all they want. It doesn't matter at the end of the day because there's 3 other players starting with them on the court, and then there's like 3-4 other guys coming off the bench who needs to like play precisely to this new game plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we say new. Listen, they've had Franz Wagner with them for 2 years. So we've seen this. It's just different when the shot is falling and when Franz is clearly making leaps as a passer and with the ball in his hand. So it's not totally foreign. I don't want to make it sound like they've never played together or they have to make this huge adjustment. But it's a lot more dangerous and hard to defend when you have 2 6'10" wings that can screen for each other and both pop and roll and do all this stuff. And I think before they did it well. They have 2-man games. Paolo doesn't stand around do nothing when he's off ball. He's not he's not James Harden in that way. But they have to make a more of a concerted effort to be aggressive with that and like get Paolo rolling downhill with Franz the ball handler. Do more pick and pop with Franz the shooter because his shot's looking better this year. Like it's just do more of it. They've already done it before, but they have to make it like the emphasis and not just something they can do when needed.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Something that wasn't encouraging.
But they're gonna be filthy though. They're gonna be filthy.
Something that wasn't encouraging when it comes to just like the conversation between the two is just like the net rating. Them, whether it be them two together, them two without each other on the court, is just like it's been very alarming. There's a reason why we're like having this conversation about the both of them and like not sounding the alarms, but saying like, yeah, like something needs to shake. This needs to work out.
Yeah, they got to develop, right? Like they have to. Again, they both have to get better off ball. Both get better cutting. Both get more willing to run around and find spaces when other guys have ball in their hands. It's the type of thing you expect from a young duo. But I think the past couple of years it's been really tilted towards Franz, you're off ball, Paolo Cooks, and it has to be a little more evenly distributed, I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
Shout out them, man. They're going to be so goddamn hard to defend. How do you defend 2 6'10" guys that can shoot, dribble, pass, and set screens for each other? That's insane. They're huge.
You got to get the most special. You got to get them crowbars, and you got to start swinging. Like that's all you can do.
I don't know. I want to see Franz carry this on to the playoffs too. First, baby steps, of course, with Paolo, but I want to see him continue this level of play once the playoffs start 6 months from now or whenever it is. This is very encouraging. Yeah. Very encouraging. He's running to his first All-Star game.
Oh, yeah. He's an All-Star right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Easily.
Yeah. In the same way I planted my flag last year on J-Dub and Chet being stars, I'm planning that shit on Franz Wagner. He is the guy this year that's making that leap for real.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm with that.
Speaking of, let's talk about our third breakout star of the year. All reliable, a TD3 staple. We've talked about him at length for the last year and a half. Jalen Williams is reaching another level, bro. Jalen Williams looks insane defensively.
Dude, tell me.
Chet Holmgren got hurt, and we were all like, fuck. They're going to have to survive until Isaiah Hartenstein comes back. It's going to be tough. But listen, they can do it. We'll see what happens, yada, yada. They almost didn't miss a step because J-Dub became the best small ball center in the NBA. He has been utterly ridiculous defensively while continuing to have just as much impact as he did last year offensively. I think we all got up here and we were really excited for him last year because he's an on-ball scorer who is insanely efficient with his mid-range touch, 44% from 3, can pass a little bit, have this wingspan to finish to the rim, all the stuff that we saw that as another ball handler next to Shea. How do you defend both these guys? What we didn't talk about enough is he might have the best hands in the NBA for his position. As like
he be fighting?
He's a power forward. He's leading the league in steals and stocks for his position. 2.2 steals, 1 block a game, and 99th percentile deflections. He's insane down low. When people are driving, he doesn't always have the size to block the shot. He'll get his hands in there and rip you when you're trying to gather. Obviously, he's good in passing lanes. He's incredibly stocky. He's kind of sacrificed some of his burst to put on weight and play power forward, and it's made him into this weird like Draymond Green, Jason Tatum-ish type of power forward body that can defend down low. He's kind of in that similar type of mold. He's a ridiculous two-way weapon to have.
I'm so glad that you said that you brought up the comparison to Jason Tatum because that's what I've been thinking about. And like thinking specifically when you think about like how Jason Tatum was playing in the finals and the fact that like he was he's guarding
precisely.
fives. And you're able to do all this switching behind it because Tatum can hold it down low. I hope Shea, J-Dub, and Chet, they probably won't. But I want them to play together for the rest of their careers. I don't want to see them anywhere else because they fit so perfectly and they cover up everybody else's weaknesses and they all have these like amazing strengths and they're just a trio of demons. And like you look at the shot distribution for J-Dub and nothing really is like changed too much. Like he's still getting his same percentage at the rim. He's shooting a little bit more from 3, but nothing is really like drastic. But
2-point volume is up a good amount.
He's the kind of guy where this is what like most improved looks like, where you're not just looking at the box score and saying, "Oh, this guy jumped 6 points per game." No, Jalen Williams is like a better basketball player right now than he was last year, than he was the year before, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if last year I always knew that he was like a good defender. That was one of his strengths. But it feels like a whole nother layer of defense has been added because of the massive gap at the time being at the 5 position when Chet was out. But seeing how he's just an absolute nuisance and a real irritant and just like a bother whenever he's around the basketball, that's all NBA type defense, bro. I did not expect that.
Yeah. When he plays center, the team has a 120 offensive rating, near the top of the league. Which, as you expect, when your center is as skilled as Jalen Williams, you can surround him with a lot of offensive firepower. That makes sense when you go small with him there. What doesn't make sense is defensively, they have a 111 defensive rating. That makes them +9 when he plays center. They force a turnover on 20% of their defensive plays when he plays center because they have 5 people out there with ridiculous hands who can make some shit happen and get into passing lanes. It's such a versatile skill set that, like, we talk about Jason Tatum being a top player in the league, and we've all kind of said like, okay, yes, he is in this tier now, and not for the reasons people thought. A few years ago, it seemed like he was going to be this next like Carmelo Anthony big wing scorer that's going to just kill you averaging 30. He developed the other way. He became a ridiculous defensive, versatile weapon, a ridiculously powerful rebounder, a great passer, all this other stuff around the skill set. That's who J-Dub is. I've seen some Thunder fans that are a little like, it's fake pessimism, but they're all kind of like a little bit nitpicking his game because he can't really get to the rim super well as a self-created guy. He's not really developing into that prototypical wing scorer that maybe they thought he would be 2 years ago, but he's developing so strong all these other ways that it doesn't matter. Like his best way to be used is as an off-ball scorer because he's a ridiculously good shooter. He can attack closeouts, have crazy touch, and do all the small stuff that really makes somebody like Shea look a million times better.
Yeah, I agree. The other day we made a TikTok talking about length and stuff. Boy, oh boy, Jalen Williams has some length to him. He's like a 7'2" wingspan, bro. It's nut shit.
It's crazy. I know what it is. That's just like Draymond Green. Draymond Green has ridiculous length too, and that's how he can do this stuff at his size. Mm-hmm. J-Dub, the reputation hasn't come around yet, but he is very similar in that way. Now, he's not Draymond Green because Draymond Green has the greatest defensive mind we maybe have ever seen, but he's, from a physical standpoint, not that far off.
So, question for you, because you were very early, Isaac, on the J-Dub train on J-Dub Island. Do you still think that J-Dub has, like, knowing that his offensive game is probably never going to get to, like, that level, or I guess assuming, that because that's kind of where I'm at. But do you still think he could be a top 20 player?
I think I always said top 30, but like top 20 is like a ceiling. That's fair. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm even actually probably more confident in that. At the beginning of last year, we thought he was just like this good defender, but crazy scorer and tough shot maker from the mid range, which is like a prototypical type of guy that can, get recognition as a top 25 player because he's a goddamn bucket. I feel better about actually being, he's more valuable now, I think, that he's clearly an elite defensive player, good passer, and great off-ball scorer. Like, it's a different package, obviously, than what you'd expect. But, yeah, I think so. I think that's a guy that maybe won't get recognized that way, and maybe won't always be an all-star. But in terms of the guys that are consistently leading impact offense and impact defense leading to victories, I feel almost certain that he'll be a top 30 guy like that.
Okay, yeah, I think like for me, top 30 is good. The range where I'm kind of trying to figure out like if he can ever get there is probably like in that top 20 range. Is he gonna have like a year where you look up and you're like, yo, is J-Dub like the 17th best player in the league? Something like that.
Yeah, that's nut shit, bro.
That's
I don't think it's that crazy. I mean,
no, it's just crazy to think about. Like, wow, this is actually like reality.
Yeah, there'll be, again, he won't consistently be that, but there will be years. I said last year that I think he can be about as good as Jaylen Brown. And I still feel pretty certain that that's a good comp. Jaylen Brown, some years, you're considering him this year where he's not having a strongest scoring season. You're like, okay, that's probably like a top 25 guy. Or you see the playoffs last year and you're like, holy shit, is that the 11th best guy in the fucking world? Like, there's a wide range because he's a second option with some flaws with the ball in his hands, but a ton of strengths around that. I feel like J-Dub is very similar.
Yeah. I agree. I think for J-Dub, like seeing the way that he performed in the playoffs last year, and we're like, okay, he's gonna have to add a little bit to his bag. He's gonna need to be more, be more decisive and be able to get easier shots because a lot of the shots that he was taking was hard. Right now, like you said, it doesn't necessarily seem like that's gonna be the case, to where he's gonna get like super, super easy buckets. But him, and this is why I want him, Chet, and Shea to play together forever. We know that when Chet comes back, the way that Chet was playing also makes J-Dub makes him like the third option offensively, which is completely fine. Yeah. And it's
ideal.
Exactly. It suits everything that he does. And it allows him to reach his max potential defensively. And oh my goodness, if Alex Caruso can figure out how to shoot a basketball again, and they can
that'd be nice.
And they can have these lineups of J-Dub, Chet, Caruso, Dort, Shea, like, and everybody can actually shoot. That's what we all thought. Like, okay, this team can win 65 games. This team can win the Western Conference kind of handily. This team can make the finals, maybe even beat the Celtics.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what they look like at full strength whenever we get to January, February, whatever. And please, Caruso, please make a shot, because
I think you're overlooking the most important player for maximizing J-Dub. I think there's one name you didn't say. No.
Who?
Isaiah Hartenstein
Oh, there we go.
is going to unlock him so much better. J-Dub is one of the better off-ball scorers in the league. He's an amazing cutter. He's amazing running in transition and really just destroying the rim. And he's a great catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. Isaiah Hartenstein is a passing hub big who he goes out there. All he wants to do is throw a fancy pass to a cutter. He's out there holding the ball around the free throw line, just looking to see who he can behind the back throw it to.
Yeah.
J-Dub is going to eat all season off of those. That duo, I guarantee when we look up at the end of the season, look at their lineup data, the lineups with Hartenstein and J-Dub playing are going to be ridiculous offensively.
I miss him. I miss Hartenstein so bad.
I bet you do.
Gee, man, it's so sad.
It's awful.
Shout out J-Dub, man. It's a star making a leap. He'll be an all-star as well, I think, especially with Chet missing in so many games.
I agree. Easily. He should be
Now,
along.
Mo, we got one more player that, not one more to talk about, but one more specifically that we have to glaze a little bit. Are you ready to glaze Jared McCain?
Bro, I've been ready. I got my nail polish in my counter right now. Are you ready? What color y'all want? I got purple.
Let me hear it.
I'm pouring nail polish on you, goat.
Jared McCain is a special rookie that we were not, as an NBA community, prepared to witness in the slightest, bro. We were over here talking about one of the weakest draft classes, blah, blah, blah. Now, his peers have not still been living up to their expectations, even in the slightest. But Jared McCain within himself is saving this entire draft class. Not only that, he's saving the city of Philadelphia, bro. I heard every night that Jared McCain plays, crime rates go down. Everybody's watching Jared McCain play right now, bro. He has been
The freedom fighter.
Akil Carr.
he has been hooping his ass off in terms of his spacing. We've talked about his relocation and his ability to attack the rim. I saw like glimmers. I used to watch him. He was a popular basketball player since high school. You know, he's been on TikTok. He was a part of that age and era. And whenever I would personally watch him and be like, yeah, he's good, but I don't see the creation. I don't see elite shooting. I definitely don't see like any like insane athleticism or size. He was just like a regular built dude in high school, and even now still is. That's similar to that. I didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
And now it seems like with the actual NBA system, the actual NBA culture and offense, he's just been completely unlocked on all levels. And he's a key piece to the Philadelphia 76ers and everything that they do because of how different he is as a player compared to everything that they're used to. They've never had a player like him before.
I'm 2 days into college and I'm 3 lectures behind.
And when next time we're in person, next
Elite
month,
sound.
can we go ahead and do a Jared McCain TikTok? I want to be
Sure,
Jared McCain.
yeah.
I want to be dancing next to y'all.
Sure. You dance, we'll be sitting there looking at you like your teammates in that one high school video. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, he's fantastic.
Yeah,
and
we can do that.
yeah, we'll let you lead it. You'll be in the middle dancing.
Yeah.
Say less.
Man,
But
no,
he's-
this guy's crazy, man. This guy's crazy, and I think all of us, like Mo said, knew he was good. Obviously, like didn't know that he had certain things in his bag. For me, the biggest thing that has jumped out, and part of it is the fact that Philly has missed a lot of people to start the season, and you know he's the guard and he gets kind of a green light. The confidence that he has shown to start this season has bewildered me. It surprised me so much because it's one thing to have the green light and everyone's like, listen, you're going to have to handle the ball. You're going to have to be the point guard. Like Joel's out, Paul George is out, Maxi's out, all that stuff. But even then, to be a rookie and to take the shots that he takes, to try to get to the places on the floor that he tries to get to, and to continue to have the ball and, make moves and get into your bag as a scorer, that right there shows me like he's ready. And I have been so impressed with everything that he's doing. And it's not like he's just, this wild, like off-ball shooter. He is out here creating for himself and creating stuff off the dribble, being able to get to the rim, put his head down. And he's not the most athletic guy, so he's going into his bag. He has tricks. He has head fakes. He has stutter steps. He knows how to move the ball. Like he's shown so much already to where like the ceiling for him and this team, whenever everybody gets back, and you know what? Forget about the Sixers. The ceiling for Jared McCain is very, very high. That's
Fuck
what
the
it
Sixers.
is.
We're talking about Jared.
Yeah,
McCain.
I don't care about them.
We're not talking about this shit show over there. Well, we're gonna grieve the Joel Embiid prime pretty soon. It seems like, so we'll talk about them in future episodes, I'm sure. Right now, dude, Jared McCain is the highest IQ rookie I've seen in quite a long time. That simply put, he's not super athletic. He's not tall, doesn't have a big wingspan, doesn't jump very high, is quick but not fast, and is just a regular NBA body. Not below average, just average. But dude, that guy can shoot at every single level in so many versatile standpoints. He can catch and shoot. He can run off screens. He can step back with the ball in his hands. He can hit a three at any level from any spot on the court consistently because his form is ridiculously disciplined. He's ridiculously smart at finding space. We've talked a lot at length about relocating off ball. It looks real Steph Curry-esque. It's just high IQ shit that most young players don't do. He's able to get the ball when you swing it to him, and he can get into a pick and roll so smooth and make the most disciplined, easy reads and make these passes that aren't incredibly difficult, but with young players sometimes hesitate because they're focusing too hard on reading their defender and not seeing the back line, trying to get their shot off. So whatever it may be, they're not really taking everything in and they miss easy passes. He does not miss easy passes. He keeps the ball moving. He's just a clearly NBA-ready cog in a good offense that isn't going to slow anything down and be incredibly highly connecting. That's so rare from a player his age.
Bro, since he's been given the keys and the green light, which is early this month around November 8th, he's been averaging 24 points, shooting basically 10 threes a game, knocking them down at a 42% clip. What the fuck are we talking about right now? This is
He's
Jared
great.
McCain.
Is he a star?
He is.
Is he going to be a star?
This is the star track. This is the pathway. Now, obviously, when he's not going to average like 24, 25 a game for the rest of the NBA season because he has guys on his team.
Sure.
But if he's able to maintain at this
why
level,
not? Why
he's
not?
an all-star.
Are we gonna is Joel gonna play meaningful time this year? I don't know. Is Paul George gonna play? There's a real life situation where the Sixers don't have those guys for a majority of the year, and McCain averages 20-something a game.
Okay, well let's zoom out then because it doesn't even matter whether we'll see what their team situation is right now. You could very well be right, and he has to take a lot of shots all year, or these guys get it together and he's playing a tertiary role. Whatever. He's obviously very capable of being a contributing role player right away. We established that. Let's project a few years. Do you think this guy has star potential knowing what you know now? Do you think 3 years from now, when Joel Embiid is probably gone or whatever he looks like, can Jared McCain be one of your two stars on your team?
He can absolutely be a star on the team.
Or three.
Now, if you, viewer, watching right now, crayon eater, audio listener, whatever you are, however you choose to digest this content, if you were locked into TD3 Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time specifically, on the clock, we never late. Look it up. Our track record is clean. Isaac said that his comparison when it comes to star level-ish range for Jared McCain was someone like Desmond Bane in terms of he's going to give you a cool 22, 23 points a game, uber efficient shooter, and he's going to have some level of creation as well. Just like you said, a cog in any system that would just work and flourish. I think he'd be that.
I think he's shorter Desmond Bane. He's shorter Desmond Bane with better IQ. That's what I said on the stream. And Desmond Bane is not an all-star. But if you did an expansion right now and we got these two added teams, and let's say Las Vegas came into the league and they had to pick somebody and they picked Desmond Bane as their best player, Desmond Bane can sneak into an all-star game, I think, in the Eastern Conference especially. He could have years where he's just under that because his teammates are flourishing, whatever. And he has some years where somebody gets hurt and he's the one option for a whole year and he averages 25, 5, and 5. Desmond Bane could do that. I think that's where we're going to be at with Jared McCain.
Jared McCain is a borderline potential perennial all-star, and that's where he's at. I agree with you though. I think seeing his IQ this early lets me know that his floor is insanely high. I don't know what the ceiling for Jared McCain is, and honestly, I really don't care. The floor for him. And the floor for, especially for this class specifically, if you just want to look at it as a whole, everyone talks so much mess about how bad this class was. If you can get consistent, actually good production from these guys, the floor is that's good enough for me. And so if his floor is 18 to 22 points per game, shooting crazy efficient from three, being able to score off the bounce in tough situations, attack mismatches. I like that a lot. And yes, you can win with Jared McCain, especially in 3 years. You can win with Jared McCain being your third best player.
Where was Jared McCain 5-6 years ago when the Sixers really needed him? He was in middle school.
Grade. Algebra class.
Yeah.
So
No, he's fantastic, and like what you just described, Dominus's floor is like a better version of what we got from Dante DiVincenzo last year.
yes.
Imagine
Yes.
if that was Dante for 6 straight years, and even better, even higher numbers to everything. That's like the floor for him.
Listen,
Pretty damn good for the 17th pick in the draft. I mean, 16th.
if the Knicks didn't have, everybody's legs fall off, they could have been in the conference finals. And that's a team that you can see, we will see what the Sixers look like in 2 to 3 years.
Hot question.
But just generally,
Yeah.
yes, a player like Jared McCain can be that version and can lead you and be a part of a core that goes on a deep playoff run.
What Jared McCain is doing right now is what we all thought Reed Shepard would be doing like day one into the NBA pretty much. And
Yeah.
now
He's had the opportunity.
yeah, exactly. He's had the opportunity that he doesn't have he's had the opportunity because everyone's basically dead on that team.
And that's all it takes. Sometimes that's what matters. If
Situational.
somebody gets whatever path is in front of him,
Yeah.
they take that shit.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. Being ready to take that as soon as you get it is so important for a young player.
Dude,
I'm
and
looking
this
at Reed's
is-
stats right now.
Notice.
sad.
This
He,
is
he
a,
barely
like,
plays.
This is a consistent theme in today's podcast. Something I've always preached on a consistent basis. Like, yo, it doesn't matter how good a young player is. His situation is everything. Sometimes his peers ahead of him gonna have to get hurt. A teammate ahead of him is gonna have to get hurt in order for him to have an opportunity to flourish. We've seen it with someone like Franz. We are now seeing a new layer of J-Dub's game because the opportunity in the landscape is there just for him to go ahead and
Seen it with
paint
Draymond.
his beautiful picture. Yeah, exactly. Now we're seeing it with Jared McCain now that like guys are just not playing. So it's a consistent theme.
I'm glad you brought this up. I got one more young player we're going to talk about today before we move on to TikTok time. And it's another player who is in a very specific circumstance that is benefiting him right now. And I want to know what's your read on this player, how he's playing right now, how he plays in other situations potentially, and all this. And that player is Cameron Thomas.
You know he's hurt.
Let's go.
Cameron Thomas.
News came out today.
He just got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pain.
As we're recording, he just got hurt, which keeps happening, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But Cam Thomas is currently leading the Brooklyn Nets,
TD third
averaging
first.
25 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds, shooting 38% from 3 and 52% from 2. Honestly, he's scoring like a prime Zach LaVine. He has gone from a guy that we're like, oh, this guy's a bucket. I wonder what's going to happen if he gets big usage. Then the summer comes and we're like, oh, he's about to get big usage. I wonder how many points he can score. That's going to be fun to watch. He's doing it now, and he hasn't gotten any less efficient with the higher usage. He is clearly somebody that is truly elite at scoring the ball, especially from the mid-range. You look at the clean glass page, you see all the areas, all the stuff in the middle of the court is bright fucking red. He can put the ball in the bucket between the three-point line and the rim, seemingly as good as most guys in the NBA. But, he's never been that highly regarded because he averages 3 assists and 2.8 turnovers. He does not pass the ball at all. Lord knows he's not helping defensively, even though maybe he has some skills there, but he's not going to be an impact player there. Hard to imagine that this style of play would work on a winning team when there's better players that need the ball in their hands and not Cam Thomas taking all the shots. How do you guys feel about him in terms of everything? What is he good?
Yes. Cam Thomas is a good basketball player. And
Yeah.
Okay.
if you think that now, are there limitations to having Cam Thomas be your best player or your second best player? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a world where Cam Thomas can be a productive member of a championship team? 100%. I think.
What is that role though?
Has to be a role where it's a very specific role where you have like a uber dominant interior force, some like a Giannis or like a Nikola Jokic. He can be like, in my mind, almost like a Jamal Murray light. Obviously, he's not going to like have any playmaking chops whatsoever, but in terms of getting that shit off, he has to have a special, like generational interior force who's also a facilitator to help him get shit off. And that's just like
Okay, let's think about that.
scenario.
I like that you brought up Jokic and the Nuggets because let's think about that. He's the size of Jamal Murray, and you could see him running off of these handoff actions and doing similar scoring back to Jamal Murray. That makes sense. But I feel like he's, in terms of him just having a green light to just get buckets and do nothing else, that's almost more like Michael Porter Jr. Because Jamal Murray can play make a little bit. So you'd basically be needing somebody who can score with the style of MPJ, but with the laser focus. I mean, with the style of Jamal Murray, but with the laser focus of not needing to pass as MPJ. But MPJ can do that because he's big and has some defensive help being so large down low. Michael Thomas doesn't have that or the passing. So how does that fit into a team like Nuggets? You know, you'd have to ask him to do something else.
Yes. So when I think about Cam Thomas, obviously like the easy, slide him in here is I think of teams like the Orlando Magic, and and you have a guard in Jalen Suggs who can go and lock up anybody in the backcourt, and so you have somebody who can kind of cover his assignment, whatever. I think about teams moving forward, like the Houston Rockets, where eventually Amen Thompson is going to be the starting guard. Amen Thompson is all defense, all NBA level defense.
That's a great.
You can get a situation where you're playing through Sengun. He's the offensive hub. You have a guard or versatile defenders around him that can kind of cover. And then what you thought Jalen Green could be in terms of, hey, this guy can go and be a very, he can just be our bucket getter. You can have that for Cam Thomas. I think the fact that he has scaled up his usage and the efficiency is still there, I think that shows that he's more versatile as a scorer than you may think. So I think that having him next to those kinds of guys would be okay, and it could work out like that.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Honestly, replacing him with Jalen Green might be the best spot for him in the league. Like, Jalen Green is really up to 3-point volume, which Cam Thomas would have to do. But listen, so that site I referenced earlier, Center's Culture, they have this composite rating that kind of gauges your impact plus talent at certain things. He is 97th percentile in their pull-up 3-point shooting composite score.
Cam?
Yes.
Okay.
He's top 3 in 3-point shooting ability off the dribble. But he's 18th percentile in catch and shoot composite scoring. So, not very good as a catch and shoot shooter, but amazing as a pull-up shooter. I think catch and shoot 3-point shooting is probably something he could do if needed to be focused on more. And that rare off the dribble shooting ability is like the one value Jalen Green has right now is coming off of Sengun screens. He can pull up from 3. Mm-hmm. Cam Thomas can do that. So I think playing next to Sengun might be perfect. Nobody wants to say anything?
Yeah. Wait, you like that. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's not only happening for me.
Oh.
Yeah, you like that completely.
Okay. Yo, I'm about to end this recording offline.
Donovan was saying,
I was talking.
As if he was like,
yeah, I was talking.
I was like,
silence.
Am I just froze out?
You like that a couple times
You
today?
just be like,
and the whole time I'm just like, yeah, I got you.
just having no clue what's going on, and I'm like, bro, what's going on?
I have no idea what you're saying because
I know content kings, yo.
Because I know you have another like 15-20 seconds to talk, and I'm just like, oh yeah, word.
And usually it's like as soon as you stop talking, Isaac, the internet works on par, and then Dom's able to like recoup. But this time,
that's hilarious. This is the first time where the timing went off. And it's so funny because for the people watching, we record offline. They send it to me and I edit it. So y'all aren't going to see that at all. So this is going to be the first time that you're like...
This is going to be like straight like bear.
And I'm just looking at you palpably confused. I'm like, are you fucking with me? Say something. Am I being trolled?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
What'd you say though?
Fuck if I know.
Shout out to Cam Thomas, man.
Oh, I basically said... Yeah, I basically
see, happen again.
Exactly. Here we go again.
Okay,
I have no idea what's happening.
I'm happy that I'm not.
Put Cam Thomas in the Rockets, and I can see that scaling up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Cool.
I agree.
But yes, so but there are situations where, like, and again, I always like, I joke around and I'm like, the game's about a bucket, you guys are doing this. But I do think that there is like some value to having a guy who is very instant offense, and it's okay if you have guys who their only job is to get a bucket. There's some guys, all I need you to do is run out here and play defense. And that's fine. You're just going to have to be a little bit more selective, and you're going to have a fine balance of having both. But Cam Thomas is not a guy who, and his archetype is not a guy that can only live on tanking teams. There are places in winning cultures and winning situations where a Cam Thomas can go and be successful, and that team could also be successful and be a good team.
See, I wish Cam Thomas was like a good defender, because at that point in time, he's a good defender and he's like a catching a pull-up demon. At that point, like he can start anywhere.
If he averaged 25 points per game and was a good defender, he's one of the 15 best players in the world.
Yeah, like if he had like slight passing chops, then it'll be like, okay, again, he can play.
That's a top 3 player in the world. What are we talking about?
That would be nice. I would love that.
If he could average 25, 10, lock up your other best player, oh man.
Or if he could at least like be rebounding at a high
And
level.
10 rebounds?
God damn, bro.
Is Cam Thomas Monte Ellis?
I like that.
Okay.
I like that comparison a lot.
Okay.
I like that comparison a lot. Monte Ellis
Is Cam Thomas Monte Ellis?
is a great comparison. You have my mind swirling right now. I like that.
I need to go back. I haven't watched Monte Ellis in forever, so I need to go back.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I knew Monte was nothing but a bucket.
Yeah,
So
and he's
sick.
a guy that he led a team and got some like star recognition from the youth when we were youth. But I think if we were this age watching it, we would have been like, you can't fucking win Monte Ellis. Like, pick Curry. Like, we would not have been loving as much as we did when we were 11.
Imagine if it was like Cam Thomas, who's another young guard? If it was like Cam Thomas and like Jared McCain on the same team, and you're like, oh, you got to pick one. Like, who are we gonna pick? Like, that's the dilemma that the Warriors had.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very funny.
I agree, man.
Shout out Cam Thomas, man. I'm excited to see where the rest of this year goes. Apparently, there's some small rumors that maybe he'd be available for trade. Hard to see which team would want him unless they want to put him on the bench because he's such a unique player right now that
You think the Warriors would
really,
trade for
have
him?
a full offseason. Fuck no. Hell no, I don't think the Warriors would trade for him.
They already have Buddy Hield. If they didn't have someone like Buddy Hield, then I'd be like, yeah, why not? You ain't got nothing to lose.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Pelicans need him.
Yeah, man. That's the last breakout star I want to talk about. We had 5 big breakout stars to cover today. We went deep dive into what makes them good, how good they can be, if we think it's real, and so on. And yeah, man. It's time for some goddamn TikTok time.
Woo!
I'm not hype. Jalen Johnson sub. Oh my gosh. He lost. But it's TikTok time. I'm ready if you're ready.
Mustard! Welcome to TikTok time. Got a lot of fun stuff going on today. A lot of interesting stuff we've never done before. The first thing I want us to do today, we've done a lot of guessing players, guessing teams in a variety of different ways. I've had you guess teams through the colleges they went to, players by their eyes, ears, mouth, nose, whatever other physical body part I could possibly think of. Today, we're going to kind of combine everything.
Okay.
I want you guys to guess the NBA team based on all 5 of their players' faces combined.
Oh, this is crazy.
We're
This is
about to
ridiculous.
judge mutants right now. Okay, let's do it.
I combined 5 starters' faces
pull it
from
up.
one
Let
team.
me see the
And you
first
guys
one.
got to guess what the team is.
Yeah.
Guys, they're in this blind. Mo and Donovan didn't know anything about this. Just keep that in mind. But it's real simple. Not all these teams are current right now either. It's over the years.
Oh,
So
what?
some are past teams. Some are past teams. Some are current.
Nah, that's
You guys
bull
See,
jive.
that's- which team really
that's
good? Bull jive.
Yeah, that's some bull jive. That's hard.
This
Let's
is
see
gonna
what we
be
can
I-
do. Though. If we're real ball knowers, we're going to get this.
Exactly. I do not appreciate
First
it.
off-
I will perceive and be persistent through Isaac's BS. I'll do my best.
First off, which team is this?
Ooh!
Oh,
Damn! Ah! Shit.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
This looks like
Oh, God.
an alpaca, a llama.
Nah, listen, my mother told me if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
He looks like he got a long tongue.
And I'm going to disobey my mother right now because this is ugly as hell. This is crazy.
This is the monster under my bed. This is Victoria's Secret. This is just like forbidden and sacred, bro. Like he looks like
However, I do have a beat on this, though.
I see
do
JaVale
have-
McGee. What's your beat?
Exactly. I know JaVale McGee right there in the middle of the face. He's the light one. Now the top, I think that's Avery Bradley.
Okay, Avery Bradley. I almost said it looks like Evan Mobley for some reason, but you're right. That is an Avery Bradley. Okay.
I was getting kind of 2 names. The eyes are kind of throwing me off, but the big forehead reminds me of TV3 legend, Big Baby Davis. I'm getting a little Big Baby there, but it's JaVale. I think it's JaVale and Avery Bradley. I think the hair is DeAndre Jordan.
And the lips, is that KD? No, that's not KD. He never had a beard like that. Wait.
Wait,
So
did
what
he?
team is this?
I don't know.
Okay, if it's AB and JaVale McGee, is this the Lakers? This is the Lakers.
This is the 2020
Yeah,
Lakers.
yeah, it is. Because DeAndre Jordan was on that
You
team
got-
too. You're right. This is DeAndre. Yeah.
No, he wasn't. But DeAndre Jordan's not part of this. We got Avery Bradley's. I mean, we have Avery Bradley's eyes, JaVale McGee's mid face, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's lips.
That boy a
We have
smoker.
Anthony Davis's chin and neck, and we have LeBron's hairline.
No facts.
Oh, that is LeBron's.
KCP got to get that cocoa butter Vaseline.
Yeah,
Them lips
God.
are chapped, my brother.
Damn, put them Black and Miles down. What the hell? They doing
Please.
damage. Holy shit.
I know what you do in your off time.
He was in LA.
We got
He
Anthony.
absurd. He was in LA and Denver.
Shut the fuck up.
That man was blazing, bro. Shit.
Oh my God, you're killing me.
He had the
And we
weed
have
card.
Anthony Davis's neck and like the bottom of his hair. I made the hair come out of his ears.
Yeah, that looked like Chewbacca or something, bro. I was like, it's horrendous.
It's
bro.
very Shrekish.
Yeah.
Okay. You got it though. 2020 Lakers. You guys got to the bottom of it. Honestly, when I see LeBron's head and Avery Bradley's eyes with that nose, it kind of looks. I made it look uglier, so it doesn't anymore. It was kind of looking like Bronny for a second.
Oh, don't do Bronny like that.
No, don't do
Avery
Bronny like
Bradley,
that.
the
Don't
eyes.
do Bronny like that.
No, I'm just saying.
The eyes and forehead?
eyes kind of look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of have the same eyes.
Damn.
I was like, whoa. I had to make it uglier because it was too obvious that it was related to LeBron.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Come on, man.
He looked like he come up off the ground. What the hell? He snuck onto Earth. What the fuck? He has no spine, bro. This is an alien. Nothing but neck and no arms. Nothing but neck, just arms. He just be moving side to side. Look at his cooking neck.
Please let me find this video. I gotta show you. Oh
He
my
looks like he got some shit up his sleeve. He's so mischievous. He's got a plan for world domination.
Bro, you
this alien.
cannot trust that man, bro. World domination for sure.
I have so many tears in my eyes. This looks like he's from Destroy All Humans.
Oh shit, bro! And his head just looks—the top of his head looks so dry, bro. That's why I'm like, he
I
comes
gotta
off
show
the
you.
ground. He be rolling in it, bro.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
shit.
I can't breathe.
Oh,
my God.
shit, bro. Okay, and it's hilarious too because he has one big ass diamond in his ear.
Listen, this specific picture. When I send you guys this is what it looked like. It looked like it looked like the thing in the it looked like the thing in the middle. Oh my goodness.
So what team is this?
I mean, listen. Clearly, it's the Boston Celtics from last year. That's Jaylen Brown's eyes. It's Kristaps Porzingis right here. The Baldy is
Derek White.
Is Derek White. You got Drew Holiday's chin. I think you got Jason Tatum's ears.
You have Jason Tatum's ears?
Oh my god!
This looks insane. That fucking smirk with those eyes is crazy.
Holy shit, bro!
Oh my!
He looks Latino.
Yeah, bro. He looked like
He looks like a sneaky Italian.
Bro, a sneaky Italian who's a bartender, bro. He could make you the best cocktail just shaking that motherfucker side to side. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
my
Hold on,
goodness.
this going on.
I can
is-
make you the best
He wears
drink
tight
ever, my
pants.
friend.
He wears tight pants and Puma shoes.
Oh shit!
Ew,
Indoor
bro.
soccer shoes.
Neck crooked too, bro.
Yeah, indoor soccer shoes.
What makes this worse is the neck is like crooked. Oh shit!
This is crazy. Oh, we have a lot more. Hope you're ready. Next up, which team is this?
Oh, that brother been burned alive, bro. What the fuck?
Get that yam off your face. Get that yam off your face, man.
He has a camel skin package. It's so nasty. He looks like my pants in the goddamn closet. Ew. Okay.
Oh my goodness! This is an NBA Mr. Potato Head for sure.
Oh my God.
Listen, it's these pictures are ridiculous.
I don't
They're
know why.
easy. They're easy, but it's ridiculous. This is the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I just see Royce
Bullshit.
O'Neal. I don't know why, but it just looks like Royce O'Neal.
You dumb,
Stop
you
it.
overconfident motherfuckers.
Stop
This
it.
is not the Phoenix Suns.
What?
Wow.
No, not even close.
First of all, I see the beady beads on the beard. I know that's Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that's Katie, 100%.
That is Kevin Durant.
Oh, I got
Oh,
this.
I got this,
It's,
yeah.
it's the Prime Warriors.
Yeah, I see Draymond
It's the
smirk.
2017 Warriors.
Yeah. I see that darkness.
You got Draymond smirk, Iguodala's eyes, the top of Klay Thompson's head, and Steph Curry's white nose.
Oh my god, his nose looks huge. That's hilarious.
His nose is so pink, it looks like he has a cold. He's outside on a chilly day.
Oh, man.
That man, he's had COVID forever. He doesn't have a whiff of nothing, bro.
Okay, you guys are getting them easily. Next up, which team is this?
Look like he got his head slammed in between the door. Oh my god.
Yo, I'm
Two symbols. Boing.
Listen, if you take off the bottom two pieces and just look eyes up, that's Diddy.
Wait.
Oh my god.
If you just look eyes up, that's Diddy.
That's insane, but I see what you're cooking.
Oh
Now,
man.
this is
The Houston Rockets, right? The James Harden
Yeah.
Houston Rockets. Because I know that dome
Is the
is CP3, eyes is Harden. Yeah.
yeah. That's
this is the 2018 Rockets.
CP3 on top, PJ Tucker beard, James Harden right there in the middle.
The mouth is Clint Capella on PJ Tucker. It looks crazy.
The mouth looks insane, bro. I was about to say,
That's Clint Capella's mouth on PJ Tucker's lower face.
ew, bro.
And the Trevor Reese's nose.
The sizing of the scaling
Okay.
make it hilarious, bro. I love it.
I know. Okay. My professional graphic designer girlfriend made these. They're amazing.
She was in her bag.
It's hilarious. All right, next up. Which team is
hell no.
this?
Someone stomped on his ass.
This is a gremlin. This is a creature that lives in the dirt.
Oh
is
man, this is so
This
bad.
is a no. This is those little things from Mario. Those little mushroom looking things.
Yeah.
All right, now
Finna
I
jump on
see-
top of him. Boing.
Now I feel like I know this. I feel like I have this answer.
I know the beard from anywhere.
Yes, yeah. The beard it's quite iconic at this point. The streets know who it is.
Who is
Who
it?
is it?
That's Trae Young.
Oh, okay. I won't say iconic, but
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah, not quite iconic.
listen. If you're into making jokes, it's iconic.
Oh
have had a
yeah,
lot
this
to
is
say.
this year's Atlanta Hawks because this is Dyson Daniels' hair. I don't know whose forehead it is. Maybe it's Dyson Daniels. That might be Clint or Kongwu. His
Man,
eyes.
Yeah.
Probably-
This is this year's Hawks. This is this year's Hawks.
who smiles? That's
That's Dyson
David
Daniels'
Roddy.
hair. That's Zachary Ricochet smile.
You don't know your number one pick?
And Jalen Johnson's forehead.
Whose ears?
Trey probably.
Probably Dyson, I think. I think that's with the hair.
Dances. Okay.
Oh no, that's Trey.
yeah,
That's
looks like
beard. That's Trey.
Yeah.
That's Trey. Who's to say? I can't tell. Okay,
man.
next one. Which team is
This
this?
looks like a normal player. Looks like a regular dude. I've seen this dude before.
Listen, the same way that you know that man's beard from anywhere, I know this big-headed ball player from anywhere. This is my guy. This is Jalen Brunson, and this
Okay.
is the New York Knicks.
Wait, but okay, can you
This
tell
is
each
the New
feature
York
though?
Knicks.
Take it a step further.
Okay, so it's Brunson's head. It's Josh Hart's like lower body, but it's Mikal Bridges' like smile, whatever. And then
Yeah.
you have OG's eyes, and then the bottom of the nose, I think is Cat. Maybe.
Yeah, it's Cat's
Yeah.
nose, OG's eyes,
Dude.
Jalen Brunson's forehead. The bottom half is Josh Hart, and the mouth is McHale.
No, this actually looks like a real player, bro. He looks like some random G League player. I swear to God, I can find you a G League
5
player
for
like
5.
that.
No, yo, Loki. Listen, I'm not gonna.
Have y'all
I'm
ever
not
seen
gonna
the
say
show?
names.
Have y'all ever seen Sex Lives of College Girls that show on HBO?
No, I have
No,
not.
I didn't. I wish I did that.
Ah, there's an actor on here. There's an actor who's like a love interest, like a black dude on the show that kind of looks like.
Do you remember his name?
Fuck, no, I don't know the actor's name.
Okay.
No, this is.
Okay, you got it. It's
Wait,
the
I
Knicks.
got it.
Okay.
I got
Well,
his-
let's
Kind
move
of looks like
on.
Josh Christopher. You guys remember him?
I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh my god, this is not like a Josh Christopher. But no, this is the most regular person looking one ever.
Yeah. Looks like a regular dude. For
Okay.
sure. This is hilarious.
Next one. Which team is this?
Oh, that's Perk. That's big Perk right there.
Wait, what part is Perk? The
I don't
eyes?
know, but I actually might be right. This actually might be Perk.
You were just talking, but you're accidentally right.
Yeah, because I saw
Yeah,
the
you're
big
right.
beard across. But the head,
I know what this is.
Serge Ibaka.
Yes.
The beard, that's Kevin Durant. Then it's Russell Westbrook down here. It's it's Kevin Durant from the nose. It's Kendrick Perkins on the eyes. It's Russell Westbrook on the chin down, and then James Harden's beard.
Yep, this is the 2012 OKC Thunder.
It's the baby thunder.
Okay.
Got it.
The eyes and then the fucking strap of beard is crazy.
The eyes is insane, bro. Like, it's kind of confusing me. I'm like, hey, what are you doing here?
Where are you looking? You looking at me or Mo?
Yeah, like, what's up?
Nah, hey, don't disrespect.
Oh, I forgot.
Donovan
disrespect.
say that because when Donovan was a kid, he had a lazy eye.
I had to get surgery. In the second grade. Had to go to school.
Was it that bad to the point you had to get surgery?
Yes.
Clearly.
Yes. I have like a brown spot underneath my eye. Where they had to do.
How did they move it? They just yeah.
I don't know how they did it. I was in second grade,
Straight.
but I stand with all of my lazy eye brothers and sisters because I know the issue. So we're not gonna go too deep on Perk.
This beard looks like he put some glue on his face and rubbed his face with some shavings. Just came out.
This is
nuts.
this is what happens when you're shaving your beard and you go piece by piece to see different hairstyles. That's what this is.
Like somebody at a sleepover played a practical joke on him, shaving out his beard. Oh my god! All right, next one. Which team is this?
Oh, this is a normal dude. I swear to God, bro.
Donovan, this looks like somebody we know in our group chat. Donovan walked away.
Nah,
I
you
need a
can't
picture.
do that. You
need a picture.
can't do that. Don't
I
do
need a
that.
picture. That's insane.
I've met many guys look just like
Don't
this.
do
What's his name? What's the first letter of his name start with?
Nah.
Damn.
Nah, you can't do that.
Yo,
Who are we looking
I
at?
hope that boy don't get bald, man. I hope he don't get bald anytime soon. Shit.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. There's a lot of girth in this picture. That's one thing I'll say.
This is a thick ass face.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I don't know why. When I see this picture, I just think of a Big Mac. Just clumps of just stuff. Patties on patties on patties. Different shades of stuff.
3 pieces of bread.
Yeah, and 2 pieces of meat. Yeah, that's what I feel right now. Okay, I see Kobe Bryant's head, I think.
Damn, you know head.
I think that's the
crazy.
top of his head. And at the bottom, that's Shaq. Mm-hmm. Maybe the smile is Derek Fisher. And then is the eyes Rick Fox?
Yep, it's Rick Fox's eyes. This is the 2001 Lakers.
Well, I'm in my bag. Oh my God.
And that's the last
This
one.
ain't no regular bag either. Let's do it. This is hilarious.
Oh, you guys killed that. That was fucking hilarious.
What was the ugliest one?
That one.
The first one.
The shock.
The Lakers one is
the pure
insane.
shock.
The hair behind it makes it so much worse too.
Looks like a troll.
Yeah, nah, bro.
All right, man.
Oh no, that was
So
worse. No. The Celtics one was the worst.
Celtics just looks
Noticing
noticing.
his ass.
Alternating light and dark is hilarious.
Yeah.
I know. All right, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna stay on the topic of the Los Angeles Lakers. We're gonna do a tier list. try to rechannel the serious energy and talk about real basketball.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to put the last 10 starting point guards for the Los Angeles Lakers into a tier list.
Okay.
So it's over the last 12 years or so because a couple guys started for 2 years. But the last 10 players who have started at the position, this is a hysterical list, by the way.
Y'all have ass point guards.
We're going to start from Kurt this year and go backwards for the last 10 of them. Yeah, man. Let's start off. We got 2024 D'Angelo Russell.
F.
What
That
team
man
are
don't
we
even
ranking?
start anymore. It's a tragic affair.
He did get a chain snatch. He did get a chain snatch by Cam motherfucking Reddish. That's a bad look.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, so he had a good year last year in the
It
regular season.
wasn't by Cam Reddish. It wasn't by Cam Reddish.
Was it
Cam
Dalton?
Reddish was handed his chain.
Oh.
JJ Redick snatched it. JJ was like, "You never, ever will start for me again." That's what happened. We have to put him in F because he is no longer. Actually, is he?
No,
is he worse
D.
than the
He's still
obvious F? Yeah.
No, listen, he averaged 18 points per game. He had a good regular season. His shooting meant something last year. He had a bad playoffs, but he's a decent enough player. He has to be D at least.
I'll do D.
But if you get benched and you're not starting no more, and this is about starting players.
There's a clear F, and I just think that there's
there's a clear F. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, he low-key might be C. He's talented enough. This list is going to get heinous pretty soon.
He's movable. We'll flex on him. What's next?
Yeah, we'll keep our mind up. Next up, we have Russell Westbrook from 2022 and 2023.
I've never ever in my life seen a basketball player play at home, have a wide open three, and the crowd says no.
That's insane.
I've never seen a crowd do that.
Yeah.
The level of hate that Lakers fans have for Russell Westbrook and the level of production that Russell had while he was there, or the lack thereof, has to put him in F.
I was begging, like, maybe he can set screens. Maybe my $40 million point guard can grab rebounds. I don't know. Like, we were trying to find any way for the fit to make sense. Fucking F. I don't even care. He's probably better than some people that are going to be an F. He has to be F. It's the worst fit of all time.
Yeah.
Maybe he can set screens. Yeah, you guys were cooked.
They were already one of the worst shooting teams in the league as is, and you bring in like probably the worst starting shooting point guard that the league has to offer.
I don't think you understand. Acquiring him slammed shut the greatest player of all time's championship window. He deserves worse than F for being on this list. It's insane.
Wow.
It's not you, Russ. It's not about you. It's about like the predicaments that you're put in.
Rob
bro.
Pelinka.
Yeah.
I can't believe they acquired him.
Well, they had Russ and Darvin Ham at the same time.
That's a
I'm not even gonna
war
say it.
that Lakers fan fought.
Okay, let's go. We'll go back one more year. 2021, Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, he was great.
He was solid.
He was
We
great.
didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah.
He was
He
good.
was fantastic. He's a B tier probably.
Bro, he was a demon defensively. Of course, you're super comfortable with the ball in his hands, could facilitate a bit. He's not the best facilitator, but he can get the job done. His shooting was okay too. Great, bro. Y'all miss him.
He low-key might be A for the standards of this list.
Honestly, let's do it. Let's put Dennis Schroeder in A.
Let's go ahead. Man, I wanted to keep him over Russ so bad, but it wasn't possible with the cap sheet. Lakers fans did not know how good they had it with Dennis, man.
They chose the wrong
that
player. Tragic.
2020, LeBron James.
S. This is
The one time we had a great point guard in my lifetime as a Lakers fan has been LeBron James. So that 1 year he played point guard.
He just
Really
has,
S tier.
he just has to do everything.
yeah.
It's crazy.
That
Literally.
year specifically with LeBron is so historic. There's only 2 players in NBA history who were able to average 17, 20 points or whatever, but average double-digit assists while winning NBA championship. It's Magic Johnson and LeBron. That's it. Generation.
Damn. Yeah, that's honest. It's a very underrated version of LeBron too, because defensively he was locking the fuck in.
Jokic didn't do that?
10 assists? No.
No, Jokic. I think Jokic is just now starting to average over 10. He was around like 9 for a long time.
Yeah.
I see. All right. Hey, shout out, Bron. Fought COVID. Got a ring.
LeBron was playing point guard. He had the best defensive year of the last half of his career. He was scoring well in the finals MVP. Like this, one of the better versions of LeBron that gets overlooked, I think.
I just
Good
want
old
my
days.
damn
Okay.
respect.
2018, 2019, Lonzo Ball.
It was special.
This second or third year Lonzo Ball?
First and second. The first 2 years of Lonzo's career.
Maybe C.
Listen, man, that week when he became the youngest player to ever get a triple-double, I shed a tear.
Didn't he drop like 27
That
on the
week-
Phoenix Suns or something like that?
He did in his second game of his career. And that week when him and LeBron had back-to-back triple-doubles and back-to-back games, I thought I was seeing the present and the future combined in a fucking montage in the future. And then it didn't go very far.
And then he got traded.
And then his ankle fell off.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
Listen, he was playing in them awful triple baller BBB shoes
Dude, he had a high ankle
ZL2s.
sprain and missed like 9 months. It was crazy. He had the worst ankle sprain I've ever seen.
because he was playing in cardboard. He had no. He needed that Dr. Scholl's. He had no support. It was crazy.
I gotta order a pair of ZO2s and test them out myself. Next thing you know,
they're
I'm
probably still on back order.
on God, I can find a
Facts.
pair on eBay.
Now, trading him did get us Anthony Davis and did partially win a championship, so he has to get some points for that. I'm thinking C.
Points for
guess.
just being existent. That's hilarious.
I'll go C.
He helped acquire the guy by the virtue of existing. Being young.
Mental gymnastics, but
Really, he
we'll
deserves
allow
to
it.
be in G. Yeah, but okay.
All right, what do we go with the first stint of D'Angelo Russell in 2016 and 2017?
Also, listen, this guy created bad team chemistry. So just for that alone, probably has to be D.
Donovan says snitches get stitches. D tier.
Yeah. we can't
It's only right.
we can't respect that.
I mean, it's not his
But isn't
fault.
2024 D'Lo better than 2016, 2017?
He was a you are snitching on your mans. I can't. That was it. That was your man's. I can't allow that.
I mean, he's
can't
telling
allow
the truth. You know what I'm saying? He's cleaning up the dirt in this world. He did what he had to do.
I understand that.
Y'all don't ride for woman enough for me. Y'all not feminist.
He's the Fed. Put him in there.
Okay. 2015 Jeremy Lin.
Woo! This man was hated by Kobe Bryant.
This year's such a
remember. I
blur,
just-
bro. Is this another
really
like
is.
D or C year?
He is one of the point guards in Los Angeles Lakers history. I'll say that.
All right,
He had
him
a
at C.
year.
Put him at C then.
He averaged 11.2 points, 4.6 assists, shot 36.7% from three. Yeah.
Listen, 2015. That's
Sure,
big.
put him in C. Yeah, sure. Just a dude.
Sure, C tier. For a very forgettable season of Lakers basketball, it was horrible. I think this is the year where Julius Randle broke his knee on the first leg. I mean, the first game of the year.
Yeah. Wait, 2014.
Terrible.
Who is that? Kendall Marshall?
Next up, we got
Good
2014
God.
Kendall Marshall.
What? Oh, what a name! North Carolina
Hey,
legend.
man. Kendall Marshall averaged 8.8 assists this year for the tanking Lakers. He got them Julius Randle. He led the fucking tank commander like nobody else has.
Put
That's
him in
great.
B tier.
Put him in F. Get out of here.
Put him in B tier.
Hell no. Put him in an F.
For getting them Julius Randle. Thank God. They let Julius Randle walk for nothing in free agency.
It's okay. That's okay. It gave him hope.
Ew. Put that man in F, bro.
This is probably the single worst year of Los Angeles Lakers basketball history. And Kendall Marshall represents that. But he also represents a singular, kind of a little bit bright spot for a fun point guard that had one random ass year.
Yeah.
And he's like the perfect, remember Kendall Marshall? Remember when he averaged 8 assists?
Yeah.
Prime Kendall Marshall was a problem.
Hey, somebody needs to make a Kendall Marshall edit. I want to see that real bad.
Please.
I think of
But
Kendall
also-
Marshall, and then I'm like, ugh. I remember like Xavier Henry, and I think Kent Bazemore was a part of those days too.
Ooh,
Kent
He was.
Bazemore.
these are names.
Bruh. When Kendall Marshall, Kent Bazemore, and Jordan Hill ran through, you know it was a problem. You didn't want to see that big three.
Was Ryan Kelly there too?
And neither-
Holy fuck,
Oh,
man.
you didn't want to see that big four. And neither did Lakers fans.
Bobby
Wayne Ellington
Meeks
was at the 2.
Bobby Meeks?
F tier.
Fake Kobe?
F tier.
God, bro.
Listen, y'all couldn't tell me Jody Meeks wasn't gonna be nice. I saw one. There was one Saturday afternoon where I saw Jody Meeks play at Kentucky, and he had like a good game. I was like, wow. So like this guy's just gonna be him. Like for the rest of his career, you just couldn't tell me that Jody Meeks wasn't gonna be a star.
I thought Bobby Meeks
Damn.
was going to be special, but he's just Bobby.
We got Steve Nash in 2013.
Didn't
He
even
got
play.
hurt, bro.
Didn't even play. Put him in F tier.
Yeah.
The most disappointing acquisition in Lakers history. We thought we had a super team.
Facts.
Man,
Next thing you know, the hash slinging slasher came by, took out Steve Nash. I think Dwight Howard hurt his back, and then Kobe like hurt himself carrying this entire team towards the
I
end of the
broke
season.
my back. Spinal.
triple homicide.
Yeah.
Damn. And last but not least, we got the last year of Derek Fisher with the Lakers in 2012
We can just put this
when
in
he
B
averaged a
tier.
whopping 5 points and 2 assists.
We can just put this B tier for vibes and respect because they really weren't doing anything in 2012.
Nah, maybe
He
it
was
should,
so
it, should, it
irrelevant.
should be D or F just to represent how poor the Lakers point guards have been in general. This is insane.
But understand. Yeah, we do have to go kind of low because understand the next year, Derek Fisher was in Oklahoma City. Think about what you remember about Oklahoma City Derek Fisher, and then just move back 6 months.
Not pretty. Not a pretty sight.
It's not great.
This is the last 10 point guards we've had in Lakers history. There's been one well above average one, and that's the 1 year LeBron James counted as a point guard.
Fine.
Look at this goddamn list.
I think
myself.
y'all might have like the worst list of point guards over the last 10 years. One of the 3-4 worst in general, bare minimum.
Is it worse than like the Pistons?
The Pistons had Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson was in the same tier as Dennis Schroeder. Reggie Jackson.
Hey, Ish Smith has some years.
He was, bro. Ish Smith, he's been on like 13, 14
Fastest
teams.
player in the league at one point.
Yeah, he's been on 13, 14 teams for a reason. Don't play about Ish.
Half the league?
Yeah.
Monster.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a tier list. What a terrible, bleak ass tier list.
Damn. That's
The
sad,
next
bro.
thing we're going to do. All right, let's talk about basketball again. Let's do another 5-level comparison. Something we've been doing here over the last couple months. Today, we're going to do it over Anthony Edwards. So, it's real simple. I'm basically going to name 2 players, one of which is Anthony Edwards and one of which is another star. You're going to tell me which one's better, and we're going to see if Anthony Edwards can make it through all 5 levels and be crowned the winner this week.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
It's time to glaze Ant, something I know Mo's real good at.
Whoa. I'm great, not good.
I'm an expert. Okay. Level 1, is Anthony Edwards better than Scotty Barnes?
Easily.
Yeah, without a doubt. I don't think there's a world
Okay,
in where Ant can be worse than Scotty Barnes. And that's not a slight to Scotty Barnes. It just speaks on Ant's ceiling.
Yeah. Again, we start off easy, set a baseline. Obviously, Ant wins. Round 2, is he better than Jimmy Butler this year?
I actually think it would be harder for. Well, I guess if you're going off of this year, whatever. But this easy.
Yeah,
This is
Jimmy
also
Butler.
easy.
He fell off a little bit this year. Easily better than Jimmy Butler.
They don't respect you, Jimmy Buckets. They don't respect emo Jimmy these days.
If you would have flipped them, I honestly think it would be a harder argument to say that Ant is better than Scotty rather than Ant is better than Jimmy right now.
So you're saying Scotty Barnes is better
easier.
than Jimmy Butler right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, you said it the most confusing way possible.
I know.
I see what you mean.
Okay, another easy victory for Anthony Edwards. This isn't 2020 anymore. Round 3, is he better than Kyrie Irving?
Harder
he is.
conversation, but he's still better than Kyrie Irving with confidence.
In 5-on-5 basketball, yes. Now if they're playing 1-on-1,
That's tough. That's tough.
Kyrie cooks them.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
But 5-on-5, when there's other people involved, who would I want on my team to build my team around? I just need them for one playoff series. All that stuff, I'm taking Anthony Edwards.
Dude, 1-on-1 is even tough actually too because Ant plays. He can play all NBA level defense.
He can't guard him though.
Kyrie
He can't guard. He can't guard.
I don't know. The athleticism.
Kyrie
the
showed him last year.
verticality.
You can't guard me.
That's on 5. It's 5-on-5. That's not what I need to see though.
It's Ant. It's Ant though.
Yeah, Ant's obviously better. Ant could be the first option on your team, even though Kyrie's probably one of the better second options in the league. We know Ant's kind of transcended past this. Round 4, now things get interesting. Is he better than Devin Booker?
I stamped
This
it
season,
in the summer.
without a doubt, he is.
Yep.
Without a doubt, because D-Book's been wildly inconsistent, bro. He hasn't
I
been
stamped it
insane.
in the summer. He's better.
Whew.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a debate still. It's not a blowout. But if Ant is going to shoot 42% from 3 on high volume and be an amazing shooter while still having the slashing ability, while still being able to defend, while still improving year by year as a passer, it's hard to say Booker right now.
Yeah, if Devin Booker's going to sit down and average like 22 points per game and not like have star-studded efficiency, then it's like, all right, bro, you're great shooting guard, one of the best, but you're just not better than man Ant. Just not.
Yeah.
Devin Booker, I respect you. I respect my Latino king. We're going with Anthony Edwards.
Latino king.
Next up, level 5, is Anthony Edwards better than Jason Tatum?
I think this is where it has failed. If it was me last year, I'd be roaring. Yes, he's better than Jason Tatum. But I've been going to rehab.
You're wrong
I've
last
been
year and you're
seeing
wrong
a
this year.
counselor.
Jason Tatum's better.
I've been going to therapy, and my Jason Tatum hate is now gone. I am reformed. Jason Tatum,
You
you're
worked through
better.
your issues out loud with a professional, and now you're here.
Yes, exactly.
You cleansed your heart with Jason Tatum. Hey, I love it. Yeah, you were bugging last year. You're bugging now. Anthony Edwards is better. I understand the hype last year was at multiple level.
Exactly. You're right.
He got close. Anthony Edwards got close. But Jason Tatum's
He's
clearly
gonna,
better.
yeah, he's gonna see it himself.
Oh, did I say it backwards?
No, you didn't. You said it perfectly.
Fuck. Damn it. Jason Tatum is better, was better last year. Ant had the hype around him, and now Jason Tatum was disappointing people. He's clearly the better two-way player.
Yeah, just look at of course, like you can say that their scoring is similar. Jason Tatum is the much better rebounder, defense similar level, but the facilitating and the maturity in Tatum's game now,
defense is not similar level though.
Jason
Jason Tatum is a better defender for sure.
Well, he's more scalable. Sure, he's more scalable, but rebound, facilitating, I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
Nerd.
and honestly, especially with Jason Tatum the way he's been playing the best basketball of his career. So it's clear today.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry,
He's
man.
more scalable.
He can guard centers, man. I can't see him do that.
Okay, man. Let's get back to something fun. Mo, I believe you have some NBA celebrations to talk to us about.
Yes, dude. We did this, I believe, just twice over the last year. One whole like 11, 12 months ago, and another one like 6 months ago and whatnot. And there's even more NBA celebrations that we haven't gone to yet. So today, I want you to go ahead and rate these NBA celebrations from a scale of 1 to 10. I believe I have 9.
Okay, just based on how
cool they are,
good
bro.
they are, how funny they are.
Yeah, how good they are,
Okay.
how funny they are, how cool they are, or how bad they are. Whatever it is, rate them.
Yeah, we're just rate the swagger level of these celebrations.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. All right. So first one, we got Michael Jordan's classic shrug. Everyone does this.
I mean, hard not to give it a 10. It's pretty iconic.
Yeah, you see people do this at all points. Somebody can hit one shot and then they'll be like, hey, I guess I got it. This is
what am I gonna do?
exactly.
This is so
it's
cocky.
It's so simple. It's so arrogant. It's so effortless. I'm giving it a 10.
Yeah,
I love arrogance I love arrogance when the perpetrator is cool and Michael Jordan is 100% cool enough to get away with this. Iconic.
yeah, I agree.
Hey, man.
It's annoying
What's
as
he gonna
hell
do?
if you're on the other end about it, but it's like,
So
hey,
what I'm supposed to do? Not shoot.
yeah. We've seen Steph do it. We've seen Anthony Edwards do it. So many NBA players do it. It's scalable, bro. I agree.
It's scalable.
That's sort of the pod.
Fuck out of my face.
All right. Next up, we got LeBron James shoulder shrug. Weight room
see this.
shrug.
Let me see this.
Big
And
body.
it's in slow motion.
Get off of
Fantastic.
me, little boy.
Look at
Was
that.
that Yuta Watanabe?
Who is that?
Yuta.
Not on Yuta. Not on Yuta. Guess what?
Damn.
Doesn't matter. Nah, that's
Little
tough.
bad boy.
Is this okay? So this might be a 10 as well. The real question is it better than Michael Jordan shrug?
That's the real one. To me personally,
Because
I think it is because it's showing you like, yeah, I'm an actual force. I'm imposing my will onto you. You as a man can't fuck with me. I like that more. Michael
you got the
Jordan's
arrogance
like,
of the I don't know,
Yeah.
or the just power of like fuck off me. Like
yeah. Bro,
like that's
one
strong.
of the best videos ever created known to mankind was when back in 2021 Trae Young faced the Atlanta Hawks and some bum on the Knicks bumped into him and Trae was like, and he just shoulder flexed on him and it was like, yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. That may have just lost you the argument.
hell no. You know
That may have
exactly
just
what
lost
video
you.
I'm talking about too.
You can't, because here's the thing. You can't have skinny dudes being like, ugh,
KD does it
doing
too.
that.
What? KD
Again,
did it in the
KD,
Olympics.
he's skinny. He can't be doing that. But again, the shrug, it's more scalable. It works for everybody. You can be big, you can be big, small, short, tall, whatever, and this still works. I can't have you be skinny and doing like this. You don't have anything to do that with.
I'll say
going to
Michael
shrug.
Jordan's is a little bit cooler just because I love the arrogance.
Yeah.
But LeBron's close. They're both 10s.
Yeah, I agree. It's a 10. LeBron's is more dominant. MJ's just looking silly to me.
Yeah, if you're 6'8", fucking 255 pounds, then you can get away with doing this. Anybody can shrug.
Yeah.
I can't be out here in the fucking gym hitting an open layup and being, it's not gonna work. People are gonna fucking laugh at me.
It's hilarious, bro. Just doing it.
Hey, if I happen to hit a
normal
3,
day.
I can shrug a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah, bro. Just imagine like your mom just asking you to open a pickle jar. You're like, just fucking dweeb.
That's what you have to do. You have to do it around the house.
Yeah. You're right. I do feel
Like-
stupid doing it around the house. Damn, what's going on? All right.
Okay.
Next up, we got Jason Tatum's 3-point celebration. He's kissing the sky.
Blowing a kiss to the crowd.
Let me
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's good. Was it? How much does your Jason Tatum hate hold it back for you, Donovan?
It holds it back a lot. It holds it back a lot. It's just not cool when he does it. I don't know what it is. It's okay. It's not a 10 out of 10. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. Because he's not.
So what is it?
He's not disrespectful with it. Like it's just a very quick like. It's like Steph Curry like tapping his chest and pointing it up to God. It's just a respectful thing of like, oh yeah, it happened. I need you to mwah, mwah. You know what I'm saying? Like
Ew, what? Ew.
you know, like I
Do it again. Do it again.
Do it mwah.
You're
Like you gotta,
You suck the moisture
You
off
gotta-
your lips with that one.
that's what I'm
It's like I'm in
saying.
the splash zone.
I need you to be disrespectful with it, and he's just not. So it's a 7 out of 10 for me.
Okay. So it's a 7 out of 10 because he doesn't do it with enough aggression for you.
Yes.
You
Like-
need
Okay, that's fair.
You like aggressive kissers, is what you're telling me?
That is what he's telling you.
Why are you like this?
It came out of your mouth.
What? Let's go. To
No
the
one's
next one.
framing you.
Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one.
Live your truth.
Yeah, exactly. It's fair, bro. It's
on now.
2024.
What are we doing?
Come on now.
Okay, 7 out of 10.
All right. Next up, this is new. Giannis's Bane celebration. Now, I will say this is not Giannis's celebration. This is some Swedish football players, but he brought this out in the NBA, and oh my god, bro, I almost lost my mind when I saw this shit.
It's pretty tough. His arms are so long.
Yeah.
that look how big his fucking hands
Dude, his
are.
face
It
is
fits
gone.
for Giannis.
It's crazy. The Bane
This is a good
mask
fit for
is
him to do.
insane.
I'll give this 8.
Okay, I would damn near give this a 9, bro. You think this is corny, Donovan?
Donovan?
Get this dad moment off my screen, man.
What?
I think it's a cool picture, but seeing him do it it's the same as like LeBron crowning him. It's a cool picture, but then you start to think about it and you're like, oh, this is whack.
Have you seen the soccer
I think
players
it's
do
kind
it?
of just cool all around. I don't know.
Nah, I'm not.
You see, the problem is you
Six
you
out of
really
10.
adopted the dark. You
Six-
weren't born in it.
6
Yeah,
out of 10.
exactly.
Raised by it.
Yeah.
Molded by it.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
See, Giannis didn't know the light till he was already a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. You don't understand. And I don't blame
And
you.
by then it was blinding.
Keep going.
He was cut from that cloth. You and him don't breathe the same. His blood's different.
You just don't get it.
Exactly.
Hey, you want to hop off? Like,
No.
you want to relax?
What you trying to do?
I'll give it a good 8.
I like
What's
that.
the next one?
All right. Next up, we got James Harden nosebleed celebration. This is distorted
damn.
naturally through the video, but you see the celebration after he dunks. He used to do this back in 2017, 2018. Just be like, oh, my nose is bleeding. And it was an actual celebration. So lame.
That's kind of tough. I just saw it.
Yeah.
His teammates like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like, psych. Not.
The announcers always, no matter what, they always got tricked by this. They
Really?
always like you. It's first of all, it was very clear. James Harden was not touching the rim, but then they were always like, "Oh my god, I think James just hit himself on the basket." Like, no, he didn't. Relax.
Not the $40 million man.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not bad.
It's not-
It's like when Justin Jefferson scores and like thinks he like pulled his hamstring and then goes into the gritty. It's like,
I don't like this at
I
all.
don't like it. I don't like
I
it.
love a good prank. I love a good bit. 7.
Nah.
I wish he
I'm
could
going-
do this
I'm going
again.
4.
But he don't be dunking anymore.
I'm going
This
4.
has no longevity. I'm going to give this a 3.
It's not iconic.
Yeah, I've never seen another NBA player do this. The closest thing to it's when we saw Jalen Brunson like hold his nose and do that celebration.
Because these guys aren't funny. These guys don't respect a good bit. James Harden gets it.
I agree. These new age basketball players, man, they don't get it. Next up, we got KD's telling. You're too small, but this time with his pinky, with his fingers.
See,
This is this is pretty versatile.
Yeah,
Too small has been done for decades. I feel like Katie does a little bit different. He treats you like you're a crush cup.
yeah. Russ, he would tell you you're small, like you're a literal child, but KD's
look
like,
at that.
Pew, you're peewee.
And I like it. He's international with it because he's not saying too small. He says petite. That's
Yeah.
nice. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Also, KD, he's 7 feet tall. He has big hands, big fingers. It's the dichotomy of like that with the too small. I like that.
Getting
Like
crushed.
he like stared him down and then petite.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm going 9 out of 10. I like that.
Yeah, this is honestly.
It is so
This is one of the
disrespectful.
coolest I've seen KD be.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 9.
If someone did this to me while I was actually playing basketball in person, I would be ready to fight for sure. Just
Yeah,
not
the
even
stare down
saying
makes
anything,
it.
just come on, man. I'm a
He looked at you up and down for a couple of seconds, and then was like, "Yeah, a little."
little guy. This is a 10 for sure.
Took his time to get his analysis ready, and then was like, "Yeah,
Petite.
petite."
Also, saying that to Evan Fournier was fire too.
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember
Disrespecting somebody in their native language. So, yeah, I was on Duolingo right before this, just for you.
Next up, we got Devin Booker's just simple 3 arcs.
This celebration is
every single time after you hit that.
It's peak Devin Booker, where it's just simple and it just gets the job done, and it's just
fundamental.
Exactly.
I'm
I'm going 3 out of 10. This is just like, all right, I did it.
Back in the
It's the
summer,
same as the ref.
Disrespectful taunt.
It's the same as the ref being like, feel real good. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he's not even trying to be disrespectful. He's just like, yep.
Back in
He's just telling the scorekeeper, that's 3. He's just to the point.
in the summer
Helpful
during like Team USA basketball camp or whatever, a reporter came up to him and was talking about overall team celebrations and shit. And I think Anthony Davis pointed out or LeBron pointed out, D-Book just simply does this, and Devin Booker was so in denial of it. It was hilarious. He was like, bro, I don't do this. And all Suns fans came up with screenshots of a million pictures of him doing these. It's so in denial. So it has to be like a 1 if he don't even claim it himself.
Fair enough. If he doesn't like it, if he doesn't claim it, if he's in denial, we can give it a 1 out of 10.
okay.
Ooh. Next up, we got Steph Curry's no-look 3. Talk about disrespectful. This is the ultimate disrespect.
This is 15 out of 10. It's 15 out of 10.
Potentially one of the best celebrations we'll see ever in any sport.
Not everyone can do this, bro. Not everyone
What
can
do you
do
mean?
this.
Because it's
No,
gone.
almost nobody can do this. You have to have a breathtaking amount of arrogance to do this.
I seen
It's not
Jalen Green
even
do
a
this last
celebration.
year.
Nah, it's not.
Did Jalen Green make the shot?
Yeah, he did.
Good for him. I bet he doesn't try it every game.
Do it again.
And again,
Have the confidence to do that every night,
and
then what?
again.
Yeah, we can have
And then 400 more times.
Yeah, we can have a 5-minute compilation of Steph Curry doing this, bro. It's the ultimate disrespect. What makes it even more disrespectful is like, okay, looking away is one thing, but staring at me while you look away and I have to stare at your shot go into. Fuck the fist. Where are the guns?
There's simply never been a better clip farmer than Steph Curry. He puts all the phase to shame. He is the GOAT at this, and this is why.
Yeah,
That's so crazy. From half court, he's turning around. This celebration, it's not even a celebration at this point. It's literally a 2K animation.
it is too.
Like
You're right.
it has.
And you know what?
It's
He knew
it's
House
crazy.
of Highlights would post this the next day. He knows exactly what he's doing, and it's great.
Yeah. He does it. He does it for all the video editors out there. He does it for House of Highlights. He does it for Jordy. He does it for all the editors.
Jordy. That's hilarious.
That's fine. That's the last one. Next thing we're going to do, last week we did a 2K related thing where I had you guys guess an NBA player's 2K rating based on what it was last year and try to see how they improved or got worse. This year we're going to do 2K ratings again. But what we're going to do is you're going to guess which NBA player had a better 2K rating, old or new. So it's going to be a past player from a past 2K versus this year's version of a new player.
Okay.
This is interesting. Last time we were in our bag. Let's see if we can replicate it.
I don't know if you're in your bag this time.
All right.
But okay. First one, 2K15 John Wall or this year's Trae Young.
2K15 John. Actually, no. I can't even say that because John Wall really got popping around 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this year's Trae Young. And this year's Trae Young is like an 89 or something like that. He's been consistent.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they had John Wall at an 88 in 2K. In that 2K, we'll go Trae Young.
I don't know. Maybe they've given
You guys
him
are
85.
right. Trae Young is one better.
Ooh.
John Wall was 87. Trae Young is currently 88 after the last update.
Damn. Trae's an 88. Ugh. What's happening?
1 point better.
PR is trash.
So you guys were right in spirit.
trash.
I
Everything's
guess.
trash.
I understand it. His
Okay.
efficiency is super
Next
trash.
one.
Yeah.
2K8 Kevin Garnett or Luka Doncic.
So 2K what? Kevin Durant?
2K18 Kevin Durant or right now
No,
Luka
2K8. No, you guys didn't hear me at all.
Yeah.
2K8 Kevin Garnett.
Kevin
Oh.
Garnett. Ooh, Kevin Garnett was the screen. He was the main dude of that. He was
the
cover
man.
boy.
He was the man. Yeah, he was the man.
That's tough.
I will say though, I think I'm still gonna go Luka because even though like KG was like the poster boy for that game, it feels like games were a little bit more like specific, or not specific, but like they didn't give out high ratings.
You're right,
as
they didn't.
much.
You
And I
didn't-
feel like Luka could be at the top of this.
back in
ranking.
all the old 2Ks, they would only give like 3 or 4 players like 90 overall, bro.
It was
And
much
now
more
they just
That was only
give
for a
them-
couple years they were that stingy with it, though.
I think I'm gonna leave
It
with
was very
Luka.
selective. I'm going Luka.
Kevin Garnett is one higher. He was a 97 in 2K8, and Luka's currently a 96.
Ooh, okay.
Shout out KG.
2K new ball. Okay.
KG, man, dominant. Championship year.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay. That's true. Should remember that.
Okay. 2K11, Derrick Rose, or this year's Tyler Hero?
2K11 D Rose. That's MVP or D Rose?
It is.
Tyler
You
Hero
trying to
has
set
been
us up?
hooping, but it should be D Rose, bro. That's not.
It has to be Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's fairly easy, right?
Okay, I was about to be so upset if Tyler
You trick
Hero.
us?
Except it's not. It's Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero's an 86, and Derrick Rose was an 85 in 2K11.
I fell for the bait and I knew it.
Now,
Ronnie.
2K12, he was 92. They bumped him after the MVP, but I guess they weren't doing updates as often. He was 85.
He
for
only got to a
2K11.
92 after winning an MVP?
That's nuts.
Hey, man, they were stingy.
Stingy.
Tyler Hero, an 86, though, over Derrick Rose.
All right.
That's nuts, but okay. Okay, 2K.
Okay. 2K3, T-Mac, or Jason Tatum?
2K3.
I'm going 2K3 T-Mac. I think T-Mac at that time was winning scoring titles. It was him, it was Kobe. Now he wasn't going deep in the playoffs, but I think the respect that people have for T-Mac might be a little bit.
Jason Tatum has a championship aura still, though.
He's not T-Mac.
I'm a lean T-Mac. I have no idea why either.
The Jason Tatum hate is just squeezing through a little bit more for you.
Ah, maybe.
Well,
Are we right?
they're tied. They are both 96 overall.
Oh, okay.
So I was right.
That would make sense.
You weren't right, but I guess you weren't wrong, but you weren't right.
Exactly.
Okay. 2K18, Dwayne Wade, or this year's Jalen Green?
2K18 Dwayne Wade. He was. Excuse me.
Is that
fucking
Cleveland
retiring.
Cavaliers? Dwayne Wade?
The Chicago Bulls, Dwayne Wade.
Ooh, Lord, let's not act like that ever happened. Delete that mind from
Now.
NBA. Ooh.
But they made the playoffs that year. Like they were him and Jimmy Butler and Rondo got them to basically 500.
I'm gonna lean D Wade. I'm gonna lean D
I'ma go-
Wade even at his
I'm
old
going
lost
Jalen Green.
age.
Going Jalen Green.
Jalen Green is 2 overalls higher than Dwayne Wade. D Wade was at 82 at that point. Jalen Green's an 84.
Yeah.
I forget Jalen Green got that boost because of his last season performance, probably.
Man, that man has aura points. That man is there because he's sexy. That's why they gave him that overall. That's the only reason that makes sense. They gave him a high overall because he's curls. He has curls. It just does not make sense.
Got that. That's good. All right.
Okay, so next one. 2K14, Carmelo Anthony or Jalen Brunson?
Ooh, I think it's 2K14. Carmelo Anthony was a 90 some overall. Are you?
Knicks versus Knicks.
Yeah.
Are we
Which
going
Nick will
Jalen
win?
Brunson here? Again, I think I'm okay siding with the newer 2K rating just because I think that they're quicker to boost somebody up. I will go.
I think Jalen Brunson's coming off of fresh success too. I don't remember what Melo was doing off of that year, off that calendar year.
Well, okay, so 2013 was like the best Knicks. Wait, it was 2013, 2014. That was like the best Knicks run that they had.
I'm leaning Jalen Brunson because they had
I'll
an even
go
better
Brunson
run.
though. I'll go Brunson by one.
Jalen Brunson is 1 overall higher. He is a 92 and Carmelo was a 91.
Ooh.
2K14 is when they were being real stingy with overall. So this is the one year that had everybody down real low.
Okay, they need to get back.
LeBron
to
was
that.
like a 94.
That's insane. LeBron at 94 is hilarious, man.
Yeah. Okay. 2K13, Russell Westbrook or Anthony Edwards this year?
2013 Russ, demon, bro.
I'm okay.
And
So I
Russ
don't
could
think,
shoot back then too.
but he can't shoot like Ant can shoot now. So
That's
I
true.
think I would go Ant because you're coming off of the playoff run. He started the season hot. He's shooting all these threes.
I'm thinking about the attributes too. Russ,
but he
he
has
was
a good
rebounding,
defensive-
but he wasn't rebounding like that. So I might.
But he has
go
a good
Anthony
defensive.
Edwards. Yeah,
I'll go Ant.
I'm going Ant.
Anthony Edwards is 1 overall higher at 94.
That was a great. We dissected that shit attribute
Well, really?
by attribute.
We're really in it, and we don't
Look
even,
at you. It's a science, really.
we don't even play the game.
Exactly.
Okay, next one. 2K13, Dwight Howard or Anthony Davis?
Whew. 2K13 was
Wow.
Dwight a Laker at this point in time or no?
He was. First year Lakers. Only year.
The hype must have been insane.
Wow. Okay, so this is very tough because Anthony Davis is playing the best basketball of his career. So I don't know, like, is Anthony Davis like a 94, 95? Are we gonna say that Dwight Howard in 2013 was a 96? I think that's a little bit too high. But we've been going with.
I'm leaning towards Dwight. The expectations were insane back then for the Lakers coming into the first year.
I'll follow you. I'll go Dwight.
Anthony Davis is a 96. Dwight Howard was a 95, one lower.
Ooh, okay.
He was actually above Kobe. Kobe was a 94.
That's
I should have never listened.
The Dwight
to
hype was crazy. He was supposed to come in and dominate for LA. He was supposed to be Shaq V2.
He
Wasn't built for the lights.
exactly.
tragic.
He's not like that. He wasn't like that. It was too much.
Okay, last one. We got 2K17 Kemba Walker or James Harden.
2K17 Kemba Walker was good, bro. That was like damn near peak Kemba Walker.
Yeah, that's when Kemba Walker, they were talking about him, getting a max contract. He was going to be the face of the Hornets again.
Dude, that organization
I'm going with Kemba.
Yeah, I'm going to lean Kemba too. James Harden is insanely inefficient right now. He's shooting like 38% from the field and like 32% from three.
Current day James Harden is an 84 overall. Kemba Walker was an 85.
Yeah.
One overall higher.
Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yep.
I was joking around earlier, talking about how 2017 and 2018 or 2018, 2019 Lonzo was special. 2017 Kemba Walker, special.
Demon.
That could bring tears to a grown man's face.
Third team All NBA. He was there.
I don't understand. 41 wins for the Hornets. Understand, taking the Hornets to 41 wins, that means something in this
That's
league.
damn near NBA championship, bro.
Exactly.
It's basically a Hall of Fame career 1 year.
They got to the playoffs without a play-in in Charlotte. Understand what he was doing.
And that's the end of the segment. And that is also the end of this episode. Mo, if people are still here, what should they comment?
Scalability. Big on that.
Scalability. There we go. And we'll see y'all next week.
Let's go.
Mustard!